Hello, heroes, and welcome to the One Shot 2023 Patreon Drive. We're doing a bunch of streams, and today we have what I believe is the wildest stream that we're going to do through our whole thing. I have with me a collection of Jeffs and Tylers. Let's get started off just introducing everybody. Let's start off with Tyler Davis. Could you please introduce yourself to the wonderful people on Twitch?
Hey everybody on Twitch, I'm Tyler Davis. We work with the One Shot Network up on the Campaign Podcast. I play Johnny Kessler. It's great time. You should check it out if you haven't. Oh my God, the stream just started on my other screen and I see myself. For everybody curious, I'm going to be taking my hair out during this stream. I have a braiding appointment tomorrow and this thing takes all day. So happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Glad to have you here. Next up, let's introduce our other Tyler, Tyler Samples.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tyler Samples. I am part of Mystery County Monster Hunters Club on the One Shot Network and a big fan of everything that everybody here does from top to bottom. And Tyler, I am enjoying the experience of watching you take the braids out.
Good, because it's not going to stop.
Yeah. It feels very relaxing to me. It feels very like you're really letting us in.
This is usually the time when I watch like every television show that I've been thinking about for the next for the last month and a half.
Yeah.
It's very therapeutic.
Next up, we have our first Jeff, and we'll start with the most efficient Jeff, and that's Jeff Aldrich.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Jeff Aldrich. I'm the host of System Mastery, Movie Mastery, Expounded Universe. And much like James, I write a lot of books for Adams Media. So we've got all kinds of cocktail guides and cookbooks, and we've got a tarot deck coming out real soon that's really exciting. And I just could not be happier to be here. I've been waiting all my life to crush Tyler's.
Well, before we get on to the heated competition, let's introduce our most robust Jeff, and that's Jeff Murdoch.
Hi, I'm Jeff with 2 Fs. That's right. My mom wanted to fast forward through my life. That sounds brutal.
Although seriously, we are raising awareness for click disease. That is when a parent is given a magical remote control that they can use to fast forward their life. It's a very serious condition that affects many Adams Sandler around the country.
It's terrifying, and honestly, my last sibling, I'm an only child now, but my last sibling was ejected. Don't play with that thing. But I am on the Mystery County podcast along with Tyler. And while Tyler is working on his hair, one of the Tylers, I am downloading Legend of Zelda because the ad for Twitch worked on me.
I love that.
That's all I needed.
I truly love that.
Yeah, I might have to go see that Transformers movie now.
Oh, yeah.
It's got beasts in it. It's got the Beast Wars in it.
Yeah,
it's got them beasticles. I never watched that. I'm too old. I watched the older
towers.
Stuff. Yeah,
and it's truly a matter
towers.
of being too old because it looks ugly as sin now, and it's really hard to revisit as a thing.
Yeah, I've got a natural aversion to that early era of CGI kids cartoons. I just can't.
I didn't watch Reboot when I was younger, and I'm just like now I missed it. I've heard that it's good, but I missed it. That's on me. I'm sorry about that. Before we get too far into that, I do want to mention that we are here for the 2023 Patreon Drive over at One Shot. All of the shows that we produce are supported in some way by the Patreon. The one exception might be System Master, is it's supported entirely by its own Patreon. But One Shot does try to lend out our hoard of wealth to our various member podcasts so that we can keep making these shows, so that when we want to do something like go to a convention or produce a special mini series or many other wonderful things, or perhaps our microphones break down and we just want to keep things going, we have the support necessary to do that. Right now, we are technically, we already crossed over the $7,000 a month line. However, we slid back behind that line, I suspect, because we were towards the end of the month, and that's usually when we start sliding back behind lines, as is Patreon's tradition. However, you can help us stay above that goal and move towards our next goal of $7,500 a month. We're still offering rewards. We've released the first 5 episodes of our Patreon, or formerly Patreon, exclusive Star Wall podcast out on a public feed, so you can enjoy a brand new campaign from folks here at the One Shot Network. That feed is up to 12 episodes over on our Patreon, so if you join us at $5 a month or more, you get plenty of episodes of Star Wall, along with all of our other great bonus content. Before we get to the show, I just want to thank everybody who signed up already during this drive. We're going to be doing some budgeting behind the scenes, figuring out different things, but every little bit that we've received through this drive has helped us a lot. You are helping us avoid cutting content, which is something that I like to avoid doing by any means necessary. Which brings us to why we're here today, and that is Bloodsport. That is the necessary means. We have Jeff's and we have Tyler's, and I'm certain that you in the audience have always wondered, what's better, Jeff or Tyler? Well, I have devised a method of finding out which is better. I have here a series of tests and challenges that were partially created by me and partially generated by our audience over on Twitter. I have put these together. I will be assigning points to Jeff's and Tyler's based on these various challenges, and I'm going to be doing my darndest to update everybody on the score as we continue to play.
I was about to say, do I need to be taking some notes?
You know, I'm just going to say what you do during this stream will matter. There are points being calculated throughout the stream, and there are bonus points being assigned secretly throughout the stream. So, I'm going to leave that in your capable hands.
Well, Tyler, while you do your braids, I'll take notes because Tyler's take care of each other.
All right. Love to see that collaboration.
We do. Solidarity.
That's
Solidarity.
Right.
Love to see that collaboration. Okay, so if everybody is ready, if there are no questions, I mean, just to clarify things for the audience, the Jeffs will be working together on a team, and the Tylers will be working together on a team. There are challenges where there may be individual winners, but those points are going towards their respective teams because we're really trying to solve for what is better, Jeff or Tyler.
Absolutely. I have a question, actually.
Yes. Jeff.
My question is, Jeff, how are you doing? You look good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I think we're just meeting too, right? Because it is very nice to see you as well. Even though I just met you, I feel an immediate kinship.
I know it's wild. It's like the ages have just been passed in seconds.
Now, I'm going to point out that what's happening here, you're not getting a score for being nice to your fellow Jeff. You don't know this, or maybe you do. You stumbled into a inside joke from System Mastery in asking that question, which I do have to reward. Because we love to reward people watching other shows, even if they just accidentally find the bits.
Hey, Tyler, you chop it up with CEJ at all recently?
Okay, there's another reference.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow, just zeroing the points out.
These points are shooting up, folks. This is already a very exciting game. Okay, so I am going to move us on to our first official challenge for this stream, and this category is Animal Mastery. For this category, I need you to decide on the largest animal you believe the two of you could defeat working together with no weapons. Each candidate will present their answer aloud. The largest animal from each side will be considered. So right now, take a moment, think
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we get to pick the environment in which we're meeting said animal?
Very clever question, Tyler.
Thank you.
Because you asked it, I unfortunately have to say no, you don't.
Okay.
If
right.
you had silently decided that you wanted to fight a blue whale on land, then you would have gotten away with it. However, because you asked permission, you lost that opportunity.
And this is why
ask
I
for
don't do well in
forgiveness.
RPGs or improv shows.
Can I do this? No.
And
Okay, then
you
I won't.
are in charge of Mystery County? You're the GM? Interesting.
Yes.
Good to
Yes.
know. Okay.
If you've listened, you'll understand.
Yeah, a lot of hand stuff. Not so many choices being made besides that.
No. Yep.
Okay. I need to know who has decided on an animal. Who would like to go first?
I think we need to probably collaborate amongst ourselves really quick.
No,
Am I
you're
wrong?
each individually, without talking to each other, deciding on an animal that you believe that your team could defeat, hand-to-hand, no weapons. Then you are going to present
No
those,
weapons.
and we're going to consider the largest from each team.
What if you
Yeah.
did have to register your hands as lethal weapons because the CIA made you do that?
That is a
Oh,
very
yeah.
good
True.
question. I happen to know that none of you are on the registry, so we don't have
Okay.
to worry about that.
All right, very good.
All
I
right.
used to be, but they took me off because
They took
it
him
was a
off. Yeah,
different- It was a different Jeff.
it was it was Jack Murdoch.
I'm gonna
Jack.
say that I think that we could very successfully take down like a fully grown peacock,
Ooh,
like
Okay.
an
Yeah.
adult
Okay.
peacock. Okay.
an adult peacock. I think if we're able to split up, lure the peacock towards say me, I think I can get my now I'm describing animal cruelty. Do a great job of just I'll throw my whole body at it,
Sure.
get my hand around the beak so it can't caw for help.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that part of the scenario assumed that someone might want to help the animal, which
Yeah. Well,
really
and
could.
yeah, because Tyler is pitching. We are assassinating a peacock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
So
Mhm.
this
Okay.
is dead of
Here.
night.
Before
We're
we
in
get
his
too
hotel
deep
room.
into scenarios, especially because so much of this does involve animal cruelty, I want to
Yeah.
I want to go around and let's talk through the other animals that might be on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I have an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
I'm thinking of a Marmaduke. Great Dane.
Oh,
Oh,
big,
wow.
big old dog. I think me and
Mm.
Jeff, we could play out. We get on the phone. Marmaduke's owned by a soldier, gone across the water. We convinced this dog. Oh my
I'm
gosh,
gonna
your owner-
stop you right there before we get too deep into scenario. I do want to make sure all the animals are on the table.
Okay,
It's
animals
part of
are
the
right, you're right.
challenge.
Sorry,
It's part of
sorry,
the
sorry.
Okay.
challenge.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
So we've
Yeah.
got a Great Dane, we've got a peacock.
I like to call that Marmaduke. But
Okay,
Yeah,
we've got a
it's
Marmaduke.
It's not quite clear to me if Jeff is pitching specifically Marmaduke or
A
just a
Marmaduke.
Great Dane.
not the Marmaduke, a Marmaduke.
Marmaduke.
okay,
okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
it is a Great Dane, but it's a Great Dane that's prone to mishaps.
yes.
Okay.
yeah. To allow for the comic newspaper one as well as the CGI one voiced by Pete Davidson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do
I'm
have
thinking,
to allow for
what?
that,
Big
unfortunately. Yeah, dude. And it looks worse
Yeah.
than you're imagining.
And it's
Yeah.
worse than it looks.
Wow.
Jeff, how about you?
I'm gonna throw a big animal in the ring. I feel like I could beat the crap out of, potentially kill a horse.
A horse.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Wow.
What are you
I'm going big on
talking
that. I feel
about?
like-
Okay,
I feel
okay,
like I could probably
gentlemen,
take a
gentlemen,
horse
gentlemen.
myself.
We're not justifying.
No weapons?
There's no
Yeah.
judgment here. There's no
I'm
judgment
not
here.
judging. I'm just
Do you
evaluating.
know, Jeff? Do
There's
you know, Jeff?
no
He can
judgment
do
here.
it.
Oh, yeah,
Tyler,
yeah.
what is your animal?
I feel very strong. I feel very confident in my answer.
Okay.
I think Tyler and I could not easily, but successfully take down a giraffe.
Whoa! Wow.
I
Okay.
have to agree. I have to.
Okay.
I have to.
All right. So here's how this works. We now enter the cross-examination phase. The way cross-examination works is anybody from the opposing team is allowed to question the largest choices on each respective teams, which, to remind everyone, are a giraffe and a horse. So we're going to be open for cross-examination. However, the only person who can defend the choice is the person who did not propose the animal.
Smart.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to start our cross-examination with the smaller of the two proposed animals, which is a horse.
Yes.
So if the Tylers would like to address Jeff with any concerns they have over how this has gone.
What's the? I mean, I'm just questioning out of the gate. What's the strategy? How do you even?
Like, what are you aiming for? How are
Because
you?
you have no weapons.
You have hands. You have.
Oh my gosh. I got hands. I got these 2 big mitts, and honestly, I see
You're
4
gonna
big
punch a
weak,
horse.
weak points. Weak points. Those legs are going down, and once those legs go down, you know who's going down with it? Mr. Ed.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, Jeff. I have one. I guess my question is, what do you do right now if you go up to punch a horse, you square up, you go to throw a punch, the horse does this. What do you do? It goes
I don't have to
up
do.
on its le-
I'm not doing anything. My pal Jeff is taking out the legs from behind.
Right.
What is
It's a
that?
team
What does
effort.
that mean?
Boom! This horse is like, oh yeah, I'm getting these up. Too much pressure on the legs back here. That's
Too
usually
much
where
pressure on the. No, I
too
need
much pressure.
actual. What do you mean by pressure on the legs?
Okay, so the
What
horse
is Jeff going to?
The horse is up like this. It's standing up. Horses aren't good at that. Jeff's gonna come up there, punch it in the belly, kick it in the leg. It's falling down. It's got a tummy ache.
Now,
This
wait.
horse is in
If he's
pain.
punching it in the belly, he's coming from the same angle that you are. You're both
Yeah.
facing this horse.
He
And you-
this is
wait,
not
wait.
a. He is underground. We hit him there before the fight. He's like
In the spider hole.
spider
so
hole.
he's
or
just
tiger hole,
punching
yes.
blind up in the air.
No. He's popping out. Have you seen Jeff's legs better than a horse?
Mhm.
Okay.
He's like shooting straight up.
Fair.
All
I mean,
right.
that obviously we can't argue that. Yeah.
Jeff's legs
Adonis
better than a
legs.
horse. We know this.
I
But
think
Here's my only other question, Jeff. I don't think
Yeah.
that you are appropriately accounting for the fact that horses bite. Horses
Oh,
have big
yeah.
old chompers. They can very easily reach down. If it's rearing up,
But-
it's leaning forward.
Have they ever bit a sexy horse dressed up like Bugs Bunny in a cartoon?
The
This-
horse
Wait a
is
minute,
dressed
wait a
up.
minute.
No.
I feel like we got
no.
lost there.
Consensually.
Are we allowed to dress up like a sexy horse to woo?
So
Address-
I'm not saying you're not allowed to dress up like a sexy horse. I'm saying
Cool.
that in the scenario you just proposed, you would be dressing up like a sexy horse
Yeah.
who then dressed up like
He's
Bugs
dressed- Right.
Oh
So-
yeah.
The syntax of that sentence got away from you, but unfortunately
Yeah.
it was admissible.
I
Yeah.
feel like that this horse is a Looney Tune fan, as we all are, and it's like, wow, this is my fetish.
How old?
Well-
How old is this horse?
This horse is probably
Old enough to consent?
of age. Of yeah,
Of
definitely of
age.
age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Now
I'm
here's
just
my
saying,
here's my one other argument.
Okay.
Horses do bite each other in they nip at each other and stuff for
Yeah.
the lovemaking process and everything. So when you say like, would a horse do this? Absolutely, it would bite you.
Yeah.
If it has a fetish for Bugs Bunny
Oh yeah.
and you're dressed up as a sexy Bugs Bunny, it's
I'll take a
absolutely
love
gonna
bite.
bite you.
I'll take a
Okay.
love bite for the win.
I.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
maybe
I
it's
have
about
to.
that
I
enough.
have to
Yeah.
close the cross-examination there
Thank you.
and
have to.
open cross-examinations to the Jeffs on Tyler's choice of giraffe.
I think it's pretty well universally understood that most people properly and correctly hate horses. They're the worst animal.
Mhm.
So I feel like we're going to have crowd backing, but people love giraffes. I mean, they're the
Yeah.
proud
Oh.
mascot of Toys R Us. Are you prepared
Yeah.
to face the backlash of being the two people who, with your fists, raise them and beat a giraffe to death?
Wait a minute. Okay.
That's
so
going to follow you forever.
Wait. So we're on giraffe right now. So that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
correct.
I have absolutely no problem. Like There is no Toys R Us that is currently like owned and operated and like in business right now that I can think of. That is a
That's
bygone.
incorrect. That's incorrect. Incorrect. It is in Macy's now. Macy's did buy Toys R Us.
Toys R Us is in Macy's. It might as well be out. It might as well be defunct. Okay.
Wow.
I
don't think that anyone really cares what this. I probably had now. Yeah, it was always animated giraffe. In fact, I'm probably sure that there's more people that have been like caught off guard by the sticker price of a doll or a toy at a Toys R Us, realize that they probably should have just gone to, I'll say it because we're people here, Amazon. They probably should have realized that they should have just gone to Amazon. They probably want giraffes dead. Like I feel like we would be doing a service.
I will say this really quick. I don't think you two Tylers, could find a giraffe. That giraffe would see you from a mile away. It's so high up there with its long neck.
This is an excellent point.
Giraffes are very tall. Says the man that said he was going to bury himself under it. Like it was part of his team strategy to bury himself to hide from a horse.
The horse is coming to us because I'm looking so sexy. Have you seen me dressed as a sexy horse? It's bad. It's good. It's so bad. It's good.
And I've got apples in each hand. I'm attracting horses from miles away.
Yeah.
Well,
so here's I don't know. What are you going to hold to attract the giraffe? What's your bait for a giraffe?
Without Googling, Tyler,
I don't need.
Okay. Hold on. Let him respond. Let the man respond.
Yes.
Yeah, we're letting him respond.
All right. I think in this world of plans, I don't believe that what we would use to find and trap this giraffe. What is a giraffe but a horse with a long neck?
Okay. Philosophically,
and that makes it easier to find. So
that is sound, but I will remind the panelists that giraffes are kosher to eat, and a horse would not be. So there is a difference.
Oh, great. Works in our favor. I'm saying that we take to the skies. We go, we get in a helicopter
with your bare hands.
No. I'm saying we take to the skies. We get in a helicopter.
Right. I'm listening.
We parachute down on
from a helicopter.
Thank you for the visual aids.
It won't work. You will die before that parachute comes out. It's not going to give you the resistance.
What?
How high are you?
How tall do you think a giraffe is?
No. But if you're in a helicopter, if you're in a helicopter, you're jumping with a parachute. You're going to be way too low. Trust me, you need to be in a plane for that.
Buddy, that is true.
The thing
and
is,
even if you're in a plane, that giraffe has an AA cannon ready for that. Flak. I'm just saying flak.
Yeah.
Now this is a no weapons fight, so if that were to happen, Tyler and Tyler would win by default.
The animal couldn't have weapons. Oh, okay. That
the animals
can't
have weapons too. Okay, that changes.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
It does. So it says the largest animal believe the two of you could defeat together with no weapons. So I think with no weapons implies that there are no weapons present.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, and a parachute is not a weapon. It's a means of
transportation.
Conveyance.
It's not going to deploy. It's not going to deploy. You are going to.
It's essentially a break. No, I jump, I pull. I jump, I pull. Parachute.
I'm listening to because that's just delivery. That's just getting you to the giraffe. What's your round two here? You do have to. You eventually have to throw hands. Okay, there it is.
Well, so eventually, I parachute down. I essentially saddle the giraffe, and then I just immediately go in for a chokehold.
Now, you know how muscular a neck is? How muscular a giraffe neck is? They use those as weapons. Do you think you have enough grip to choke that out?
They really do. If you've ever seen giraffes fight over mates, they do it by whipping each other with their necks at like a speed that would render the spine of a human into dust.
Tyler, if you're on that neck, you are just waiting to be flung.
The thing is, I don't plan on this being a long thing because I'm going in and I'm flexing very hard. I'm breaking that giraffe neck like right out the gate.
You're setting yourself up for a tough challenge because the giraffe has the same number of neck vertebrae that a human does. They're just bigger. They're much bigger and much stronger and stiffer. Yeah. So you're basically saying you're going to choke out like a lamppost.
Well, okay. I hear that, and I think that like that is a valid concern. But the thing is, like, I'm not doing this on my own because
that's true.
Parachuting down in tandem with me, boom, Tyler Samples.
Same parachute?
What's that?
Same parachute? Just curious.
Same parachute.
Yeah, tandem.
I just want to
Jeff.
know.
Tandem.
I just want to make sure.
It's tandem jump. They're tied
So
together.
who's the lead? I'm just curious. I'm taking notes.
We're good enough friends that we would jump together with
I
single
would too.
chute.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I'm just writing notes because I want to win this debate.
Okay. I am. I guess taking lead. I'm steering. Tyler is on navigation and like, oh, there's a giraffe right there. Boom, done. And so we like, yes, we land. Like I unclip Tyler. I go in. I give one good hook. And then Tyler comes through and he puts his arms on my arms and then adds in like extra torque. We're snapping the neck of this giraffe. He's going down.
All right, gentlemen, I have to call the cross-examination there. I have considered what was said. The points that are being doled out in this round, there are 5 points available for courage. And that has to go to the Tylers because they combined not only the murder of the largest animal that was up for debate, but they combined that with another extreme stunt. So, it feels to me that the score for courage is clear. They're going to get all 5 points for courage.
I'm not one for badgering the judge, but in today's day and age, is not dressing up as sexy Bugs Bunny truly a very brave act?
Well, you didn't specify that it was in Florida, so I unfortunately can't award
we weren't allowed
extra
to.
points.
You didn't let us pick the area,
protesting that law.
Yeah, if we had picked the area, we would have obviously picked Florida.
Well, here's the thing.
Absolutely.
That is unfortunate. It didn't come up.
Fair.
It didn't come up.
And honestly,
Fair.
that's why I asked, was to prevent you from being able to set it in Florida.
Yeah. And,
I
we
get that.
we may address
That's very
mastermind
tactical.
points at a later time. However, the other 5 points that are on the table for this challenge are for realism, which it felt to me like none of these were particularly realistic scenarios. However, the Jeffs in cross-examination did seem to know a lot about giraffes. I'm going to say we got some real facts about giraffes. So
that may be true, but like it's not in their knowledge of our animal that we're gonna murder has no bearing on their ability to take out
it shows we're smart enough not to challenge it.
The only thing the points said was realism. They didn't say about what. They brought realism to the discussion. Now we get
So what I'm
to
hearing you say is the only realism you heard in the entire discussion was the facts about giraffes that the Jeffs brought up.
Also, helicopters.
I did have
able to
people
use a
tell me
parachute
that
from a
they
helicopter.
thought they could barehanded defeat both a horse and a giraffe.
Absolutely.
I mean, I felt like
yes.
if we were going to give points to realism, if we're going to drill down on it, and I would not advise you, Jeffs, to do so, I feel like the most realistic animal put forward was the peacock. So, there might be something said for that. The next point is for creativity. And I kind of felt like every answer is pretty creative. I don't feel like I could give that one way or the other.
Nice.
Everyone felt very committed. And there were there were 3 potential bonus points for a synergy bonus of you having picked the same animal. Nobody got that. So
We got close.
you did get, well, yeah, but that's cross-contaminated. A horse.
Yeah.
Now, if it was one side picking a horse and a giraffe together, that would be one thing.
I mean, what is a Marmaduke but a horse?
Horse and a
That's
dog. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. That dog's too big.
It's
have
Pete,
to.
Pete Davidson.
I have to move us. Yeah. Now, could you defeat Pete Davidson? Probably.
That guy's like 6'2". He's rangy. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I feel more
honestly.
comfortable fighting a Marmaduke.
Yeah, same here.
A Marmaduke is also more likely to trust you. Like you can get really close to a Marmaduke before you have to
I
attack.
feel like Pete Davidson is extremely credulous. I feel like I could convince him of anything.
But the Twitter backlash, people would come for you.
All right. I have to move us on to our next challenge. This one was inspired by a prompt submitted from Dolph, and that is
Lundgren?
Thank you,
who
Bill.
can find the longest cord? In your room
In their
right now,
house?
in your room right now, you will have, or it could be in your house total. You will have 15 seconds, starting on my count, to produce the longest cord, and go now.
Now, both ends of it. All right.
Now.
1.
Okay.
Oh, see, but this is connected to my lights.
Oh yeah, don't unplug it. Don't unplug it because you'll probably need those. And time.
Wow, I actually feel like a disgrace. I'm surrounded by cords all the time.
Surrounded by cords. Not a one.
No, there's
okay.
one right here. I see it.
It's too late. It's past time.
All right.
Past time.
Oh shit! I felt really good until I saw Jeff's
Oh no.
massive lump of cord.
Gentlemen,
20-foot
please,
XLR cable. I don't know if that's going to help you
please
or not.
present your cord.
I have a 10-foot USB-C to USB-C cord.
10-foot USB-C to USB-C cord.
15-foot XLR cable.
15-foot XLR cable.
Hang on,
XLR was the way to go.
Coiled up Amazon basic cable.
Okay, so that's probably not going to be
I'm taking
longer
it out.
than 15 feet.
I don't think so.
I don't know how long this thing is, but it's the power cable you get when you buy an Amaran. It's long. She long. Like
That's
a long
looking.
cable.
That's looking
and
like.
it goes up here down to the power the wall outlet over there.
Tyler, I'm afraid I can't consider this cable. As impressive as it is, it's past time. It's past
Well, then
time. I called time and you
then
didn't have a cord.
No, I had this one.
You did? Okay, you did have that one.
Yeah, I drew this one. This one I think is 15. I'm going to
15?
Amazon to look
Okay.
at how long it was.
It
when I
feels
bought
like the longest cords belong to 1F Jeff and Tyler Davis. And those are both at 15 feet. So I don't think there's a clear winner there. The question is, are all of the cords presented, those two longest cords presented, are they functional?
Oh,
Oh,
great
yeah.
question.
Oh yeah.
They all,
Yeah,
okay.
this is from back when I had to do a lot more room ranging to get my microphone set up to work. So I've got 4 15-foot XLR cables here.
Okay,
We've
well-
moved to some little 6-foot ones, but these are all still fully functional.
There were bonus points if it was broken. So I
Shoot.
unfortunately, I'm
Hang
going
on,
to
I'm
move
gonna
up.
break one real
Oh.
quick.
Both
Yeah,
Can't
teams,
got
use
it
these
up.
anymore.
both teams go up by 4 points.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that one.
That was a
Wow,
good
I'm
one.
feeling wired right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it's only gonna get more intense coming from here.
It's funny seeing you do that bit, Jeff, and then looking to the second screen and then getting to see you wind up and do it again on the Twitch stream.
We are on to the next round. This one is inspired by a prompt sent in from Phil, and that is action figure set. Assume we are going to produce a set of action figures based on you. Pitch these toys and their accessories.
Based on us, like the
Based
name
on
Tyler,
this
or
is a
each
Tyler
individual
and Tyler and a Jeff set of action figures. It will
Okay.
include both figures. I'm going to just need you to pitch this. I do need you to provide for me the price point as well.
And this is a duo set.
This
So
is a
set
duo
of two
pitch, like no
figures.
preparation. Where you're collaborating and adding as you go.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I've known Jeff Murdoch for almost 20 to 30 minutes now, and I feel like I've got enough of the measure of the man to know that
Yeah,
he's with me
likewise.
on wanting those McFarlane toys from the Spawn
Yeah,
figures.
The Spawn
Okay,
baby.
okay.
Yeah,
From,
you
like, the
do
late
know
90s.
me.
So
Yeah,
we're getting one of
absolutely.
those commercials where McFarlane comes on and he's like, "Hi, I'm the guy behind this," and they show the figure for like 2 seconds, and it's just him talking
Yeah.
for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be the two of us, and just like any other McFarlane toy that you may have tried to purchase in a Sam Goody in like 1999, you know they don't have the only one you actually care about, which is the character. Instead, they have like season 6 medieval. So I'm gonna
Yes.
pitch that one of us is going to be some sort of ancient knight with like a Templar shield and like a microphone that's been sharpened into a giant sword, and then the other one, cyberpunk, half brain exposed.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the sun goes in too.
Do you have an idea of
yeah.
which is which?
I'm gonna pick that. I'm gonna pitch that over to the other Jeff. I think I'm gonna trust him.
Absolutely. Well, I think since you, my other Jeff friend, you are a bespectacled gentleman. I think you would be the cyberpunk. I think that those glasses would really rely or lend themselves well to the cyberpunk capabilities. You see them have printouts just painted on it, and also I think you have a hole in your head where the glow. The glasses glow. And me, I could be a medieval guy. I definitely could be a medieval.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we just need to amp up the mustache into sort of have it come down around to become a beard that droops down. We give you one of those like big beard connect, like almost like the sort of thing you'd use to attach two giant bolts to each other, but it's just hanging in your beard now. Plus, giant sharpened microphone. I mean, come on. And ultimately, I feel like we need to have an animal that comes with the two of us. I'm going to pitch the pig that's been the unofficial mascot of the show for 10 years now, except it's half cyberpunk, half medieval.
Oh, so you don't
divide it just right vertically down the middle.
Now you don't think that's going to cause some confusion with a dual action figure set to have a system mastery in joke as the animal companion? Because I would expect that in a Jeff and John set for sure, but in a Jeff and Jeff set,
absolutely. Ooh. But I'm going to go ahead and assume that the fact that the pig itself is shrouded in mystery lends itself well to the Mystery County. Which
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, here's the thing:
we are fighting.
Yeah,
we're fighting a mythical pig coming up.
For each action figure you buy, you're getting half a pig. You can only purchase the two together to combine the medieval pig and the cyber pig into the pet.
Absolutely, yes. It's like that sidekick, and they connect in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So and it's fully articulated in there. You see all the nasty pig guts.
You got to buy the John and Claire Linick set to get at that.
To get the rest of the parts.
I like that. What is your price point for this set?
Oh, well, they are kind of on the expensive side, those old McFarlane toys. So I'm going to go $24.99, the MSRP for each one individually.
Okay.
Does that sound right to you, other Jeff?
Oh, absolutely. It's $24.99, but everywhere you go to look for them, they usually are marked up at like comic book stores and hobby shops.
Yes, absolutely.
Tyler's, can you please tell me about your action figure set?
Okay. I have a pitch, Tyler, which is I'm envisioning sort of the the collectibles that are sort of the WWE action figures, sort of, the hyper articulated muscle man things. Only it's they're of us, but they're of us within in the same way that you can sometimes get action figures where it's like here's Shredder, but it's Shredder as a pizza delivery guy, where it's like alternate universe versions. It's like that of us where we are in a theme that is completely unrelated to any. So it's I'm gonna say it. I think it's beachwear.
Absolutely. And I think the swim trunks that we have, they have the One Shot logo on them, of course.
Of course, because we're good One Shot supporters, like anybody supporting on the Patreon at any level.
And I think that there is there's like we definitely have like a hexagon that has like some beach stuff that then like supports us on it. I think that there's probably like a button that you can push, and we've got our catchphrases from that we're all very known for, but they're
could we run those catchphrases by me real quick? What those catchphrases are?
I mean, we certainly could.
Yeah, great. Send them over the plate.
Absolutely.
Just
I feel like John has to have a catchphrase, right?
Seems like you should. I feel like Travis has like 6.
Well, here's the thing. If you're playing with someone like Travis, you sometimes decide to go in the opposite direction, so it's not more of the same.
That's right. That's fair.
Let's see. I'm a oh God, no, someone else.
I want to make it clear that I've got my catchphrase ready to go, and I'm sure that Jeff does as well. So just putting that out there.
Well, the thing is, Jeff will say Jeff Murdoch will say anything with enough like confidence that you'll just assume that he's been saying that since he was like 8 years old. So it's cheating.
Yeah, I think we'd team up on a thing, which is, so what I would propose is, because I feel like Tyler would resonate with this. is a thing that I've said on our podcast a few times, which is one of us then would say, "What are you doing?" and the other one would say, "How are you helping?" It's
Love it.
It's a very cohesive. So it's, what are you doing? How are you helping? And that hexagon also that we're on, that's our base, and it's like beach themed. You can put little guards around it, and it becomes a fighting ring.
Yep.
Okay.
To pit the two Tylers against any other more inferior action figures.
So,
because I feel like
a question that I have, based on how this was initially pitched, are you a wrestling tag team?
Yeah.
You're beach themed wrestling tag team. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So we have abs that go from our chins all the way down.
Sure.
to our feet.
Just series of abs, just only punctuated by enormous pectoral muscles.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right. I feel like I have a clear vision for this. Can you give me the price point on this one?
Let's see. I think I mean, are we talking about like when it was like when the action figures
MSRP.
were initially printed, or like
MSRP.
Printed on card.
$44.99.
$24.99. Okay.
$44.99.
$44.99. Okay.
We're slightly bigger than other action figures.
Are you Barbie sized? Is that what's
happening? No, we're
happening?
like 16-inch.
Oh.
16-inch. Yeah.
Wow. That feels
they're
cumbersome.
large. Yeah. It takes up space on your shelf, but you're going to be glad you have it.
Okay.
For the fans.
All right. So, folks, I have some work to do here because the two scoring categories for this challenge were broadest mass market appeal and best gimmick. Now, I feel like best gimmick is handily going to go to the Jeffs on this, mainly because there's just more interesting things happening there. You've got the cyberpunk, you've got the ancient knight. Even though they're so disparate, there's a thematic cohesion to that. Although I will say that, yes, beach wear wrestlers, that is more cohesive. It's just in a mass market. I'm thinking mass market appeal. There's just less to do there.
And might I add, I thought of this, but you already graded, so I just want to say that we fight against the bubonic supersonic meta evil plague. So that is our villain that we fight against too. I want to throw that out there.
Wow.
Okay, bubonic supersonic.
That's so
okay,
good.
That's good. I can't argue with that. Okay, so the next thing that we have to consider, broadest mass market appeal, and this is a difficult one because the Jeffs decided that they had McFarlane figures, which is kind of a niche market. They're beautiful, they're detailed, but they are niche. Whereas the Tylers created wrestlers and wrestling action figures. That is a pretty wide market of people who collect wrestling figures, and I could see children playing with that. The issue is the price point on the Tylers really got
16
out of
inches
control.
though is 16 inches is big for a little kid to want to play with a wrestling figure. That said, I think there will be some kids who are buying them for different reasons. At that scale, you can dress them up.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Right.
Well, that's
brother.
the thing. They're at
I like to fight fair.
They're a bit larger than Barbie scale, though.
They are. They got what 6 or 4 inches on even the biggest of GI Joes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have to go for broadest.
It's a little more like
appeal.
one of those the dolls in the 80s that could talk. It's more like the My Best Friend.
Dolls.
Yeah,
And
my buddy.
And similarly, your dolls had also had to have been recalled for eating hair.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Buy one of the dolls. You have a friend for the rest of your life. You have a buddy, a companion.
So this brings the Jeffs into a pretty commanding lead here.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh. Oh, that's
that is pretty sizable.
So we're going to move on to
We're
going to move on to our next challenge here, and that is swords. Can you produce a sword when prompted?
Ooh. Yes.
Oh, come on.
Can we go get it?
Go get a sword. Go get it. Produce a sword.
The headphones. Oh, come on.
This is amazing.
I could not believe that this I wrote down this category and I'm like, there are gonna be some.
Wait,
swords.
for real? How much time do I have?
Are you gonna go to the store?
To 4, can I stop?
Yeah, you could. You
Okay,
can stop.
good, yeah.
You can stop.
Okay.
All right, so Tyler, I saw at least one. So now we enter, and this is where I'll bring the chat into it. Chat, do lightsabers count as swords?
Ooh.
And we're going to run down
rogue. I'll be back.
the sword count real quick. Let's start with Tyler Samples. Do you have a sword for us?
I have 2 swords. Let's see if I can get this
Ooh.
to zoom in.
Oh,
Lego
Nature
swords.
swords.
they're so tiny.
These are 2 Lego swords, a classic and a modern.
All right. And the prompt was just for swords. So that's going to be pretty key here. And it does seem like the audience is pretty into lightsabers counting as swords. So we are going to count the lightsabers. So Jeff, you have produced 4 lightsabers for us.
Oh, is it quantity?
Correct. Yeah, I have 4 of the Disneyland Star Wars Savi's Workshop lightsabers.
Okay.
I don't know if I can turn them on and off from here, but yeah, there you go.
Well, and
so I've
and
got my
moving with the
Sith one.
audience's rule, those are non-collapsible blades, so they will count. They will count.
Oh, good. Yeah. No, these aren't collapsible. They're merely removable.
Okay.
And
James,
they
I
make
have
cool
to
noises.
ask, is this
Yes.
a quantity thing?
The choices that you make are important.
Yeah, that might
I'll
matter.
be
I
right
may
back.
be sinking us by having so many swords. But I'm going to show you the pride of my collection rather than just talking about all my lightsabers all day.
Please do.
This one here, if I could just get this in front of the camera correctly, is this is young Count Dooku's saber. I bought it on accident thinking it was old Count Dooku's saber. And when it lit up blue, I was briefly like, what happened here? And then I remembered that as a young man, he was sort of like an inquisitorial investigator type, and he was kind of hot. And now I had his sword, and I didn't expect to have young Dooku's saber, but it's like my favorite one. It
That's
lights
cool.
up a beautiful blue.
Oh yeah, there
And
we
it
go.
represents a period in his life when he was beginning to recognize that he was diverging from the Jedi Order and would soon experience his fall to the dark side.
Amazing. And Jeff, let's move on to your sword here.
So I have this sword that I bought in Japan. When it
Please
comes in the
continue.
sheath. Tyler is back. And so not very sharp, but I could sharpen it and I could get in some trouble. And then also I have a small sword called a knife.
Okay, a knife does not count as a small
That's-
sword.
okay.
That is
Yeah.
a separate type of thing.
All right,
We are
fair.
now going to move on to the Tyler's. Tyler Samples, I believe you had some new evidence admissible here.
Okay, I have, let's see here. Again, all Lego, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swords.
8 swords. Okay. All right. I'm going to put a pin in that. I'm going to ask the audience. Again, the only prompt was swords. Now, there are other things that I haven't revealed yet, but do Lego swords count as swords?
And I have different kinds. Sabers, broad, claymore.
Tyler, you spent some time. There was no time limit, so
there
that's
wasn't.
fine. What are the swords that you have for us here?
I have 1 full-size sword.
Yes. Okay.
I have
Lord, I love it.
a second full-size sword.
Yes.
I have that last sword, but cut in half.
What?
I have the sword from 3 swords ago, but cut in half.
God. Yes.
And a lightsaber. I
Okay.
don't know what we
Wow.
decided on those.
Wow.
So that is overall on the Tyler side, including, and the audience is behind this, the 9 Lego swords, and it's going to be. I don't think we can count the half sword.
What? No, I cut it in half though by my
Why?
own hand. It was for props.
Okay.
It was a VFX shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, okay, I guess this is entering the territory of philosophy. I don't want to spend too much time there. But is a destroyed sword still a sword? I suppose in Tears of the Kingdom, I am still questing after the Master Sword even after it was destroyed. Therefore, I have to accept it. But it's gonna count for half. It's gonna count for half.
All right.
So for each individual sword, I am awarding 1 point. So.
I want you to know I'm looking at my collection of Marvel Crisis Protocol figures over here, and I've counted 7 swords so far, but I'm sticking to my guns. My lightsabers are cooler than a tiny painted magic. So I'm staying the course.
Okay.
And were there any bonuses for sheaths or no? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, that would put Tyler up by a 3-sheath bonus. So you really want to think about that, Jeff. We'll get to.
I mean, I can go get my lightsaber sheaths. I do have all of them.
So this is adding a 13 to the score, bringing the Tyler score up to 25.
Wow.
So let's turn to the Jeffs really quick. Jeff, you presented 4 Star Wars swords, or was it 4 plus the Dooku sword?
I'm working on getting that last Navi one, but for the moment, it's a total of 4 swords.
4 swords, okay. And Jeff had presented 1 sword, but it was a metal sword. It was a real sword.
From Japan.
So that's going to be 5 total. Hey, bringing it up to 24-25. This is anybody's game still.
Wow. Good year.
But we have to address the second component to this, which is battle readiness. Now, we are in a bit of a pickle here because most of the swords that are on the table right now are plastic toys. Jeff had an impressive amount of swords. You could fight someone with those lightsabers. Like if you whack someone with those sabers, and also the hilt of those are pretty beefy, pretty hefty. You could probably with like that Dooku sword, like that's got that hook on it. You could do some damage.
If I'm honest, if I had to actually fight someone with the lightsabers, I would take the blade off and just hit them. They're heavier than a nightstick. That'd be the way to go.
I'm not going to say you're totally unprepared, but battle readiness, at least for Tyler Samples, we're not in good shape.
Now let me. Here's my only counter.
Okay.
Have you ever stepped on a Lego?
For sure.
Yep.
So,
that shit hurts.
Caltrops.
I have
in a society where most people wear shoes to fight. I just kind of feel like battle readiness. We're on the lower side of things. Now
for your eyes.
We come to
a quick jab.
Tyler Davis had 3 full-size swords. However, did have to spend a couple minutes to go run and get them. So
time limit was not okay. So
time limit was not
a factor.
Time limit was not a factor. You were able to submit the swords for evidence. However, it is a factor in battle readiness, which you weren't battle ready. Jeff Murdoch had the sword right there. Battle readiness, I think
that's fair.
Well, I have 5 battle readiness points total. I'm going to give 2 to the Tylers for Tyler's real metal swords, and I'm going to give 3 to the Jeffs for having a sword right there.
For Jeff's psychotic sword on hand.
Yes.
Hey, honestly, you know what? You never know when you got to cut some brie, okay?
That brings us to a tied 27-27.
I can't believe I ran out and wrestled these swords out from the garage.
Your choices matter. Your choices matter.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that I'm going to emphasize in this game. Your choices do matter.
It's fine. I started in the garage. I think we're even here.
Mm-hmm.
We now come to...
I had to dismantle part of my medieval Lego set.
No, that is the biggest loss today.
It will not be in vain. You're fighting
it.
for the honor of Tyler's right now. So you
represent every Tyler.
Remember that.
Yeah. This is really the ancient battle of Jeff versus Tyler.
So this the next thing that we have is a check-in, and that is if you had a sword, why was it not included with your action figure? So this really falls on the Tylers. Because the Jeff and Jeff action figure set did specify that swords were a part of it.
Gotcha.
I mean, I have an answer off the gate. Again, we were wrestling beach themed, and wrestlers can't really come in with swords.
Yeah,
it defeats the kayfabe of it all.
Sure.
So
Fair argument.
obviously, otherwise we would have, but we are so committed to kayfabe that we wouldn't bring a sword in because we want to keep the illusion of reality alive that we are legitimate wrestlers.
I am going to award the Tylers 2 points for a solid justification on why they did not include swords. However, I turn now to the Jeffs, where I award them 3 points on good foresight for including a sword with their action figure set.
That's fair. That's fair.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That takes the Jeffs up to 30 points. And I really, folks watching at home, cannot emphasize enough how pre-written all of this is. How we're not going off script and how we award the points. This is everything that was prepared.
I love it.
So now we're moving
Let me just
on.
say, Honor, you're really sharp today.
Loving those puns. Loving those puns and the
Jeff,
choices
I don't
that
see
you
what
make,
the
Matt.
point is of all of that.
Ooh.
All right. I don't want us to get too edgy on this stream, so we gotta rein it in. Gotta rein it in.
Cut it
James's
short
puns
here.
count for us. James's puns count for us.
Okay, folks. We're moving on to our next category. So I need everybody to scoot back a second so that we can get a good look at your outfit.
As requested.
Okay. All right.
I feel like mine's all in the detail. I want to be up close for this.
I think that
yeah.
I think we have what we need for this. The next category was created in part due to a prompt from Kira, and that is visible skin surface area. So I think on this one, the Jeffs have it. The Jeffs both wearing short sleeves. The Tylers do have this kind of like partial sleeve look, but overall, more visible skin surface area is going to be on the Jeffs. So it's got to go to that.
I got to keep my powerful legs free at all times.
Absolutely.
We discussed that earlier. Yeah.
And I do
Yes,
just want to establish that it was favorable. The more skin showing, the better,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Is that
yes.
what I'm given to understand? Okay.
So the prompt, they said skin surface area, and I realized, well, that calculating that is kind of beyond our means. But visible skin surface area, that's something that we can estimate pretty well. And
fair.
so it's more visible skin. And also, this is a stream. We're trying to raise money. Yeah, show off some skin.
That's
You want to get my legs
That's
back
what the
up
people
here?
came here for. That's
Yeah,
why there's
now
a visual
here's-
component.
Yeah, here's the
That's-
only you're
And
the judge.
that leg is better than a horse's. And you know
That
it.
leg is
Yeah,
better
we
than
established earlier. Those are power
Absolutely. I
legs.
told you. I knew. I've never seen his legs before, but I knew.
The only argument I have, though, James, is that if you look right now, Jeff barely showing any skin. Tyler and I, we've got the
I can't
prime
believe I got to do this.
clavicle. We've got
Okay,
those
well,
out and proud
Yeah.
in
Come
the
on.
stream.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
got these hot gams.
I'll
with
let
his arms.
I'll
Look
let
at
the
that,
Jeffs have it
arms.
if Jeff Murdoch keeps his arms above his head like that
All
the
right.
rest of the stream.
Challenge accepted.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I did have another point for this category called successful litigation. And what I'm gonna say is I don't know that you've won, but I feel like that was a good argument entered. So I am going to award the successful litigation point to the Tylers there.
Oops, I spilled on myself. Oh no. Oops, I got some water on my shirt. Oh, not my shirt, just my open chest.
All
If I
right.
weren't so
I'm
turned
so
on, I'd be
glad
so
that we
pissed.
have that established because we're moving on to our next category, and that is insults. So you have to insult one of your opponents by naming the most cutting flaw you assume they have. The recipient of the insult will rate how cutting it was on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being not very cutting and 5 being quite cutting.
Okay, so we're just saying what the flaw is.
So yeah, you are naming
we're
a
saying it in
flaw
the
that
form
you
of an insult.
suspect one of your opponents has.
Mm.
And I feel like we've got a Tyler and a Jeff from the same show here. So probably the best opportunity for someone to be cutting is going to go to them.
Could be
It's true.
Could be very pointed there.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's where I smell blood in the water. So I really want to see that happen.
Sure, sure. We all do. We're all a bunch of sharks.
Yeah, way to deflect, Jeff, with one F.
I don't want to get insulted.
Oh, I can't wait to see someone else get insulted. Okay. I don't. Let's see.
But you're welcome. I'm right here.
Yeah.
An insult that we think that they would not like. They would afflict
So
them. In a
you're
certain way.
naming a flaw that you suspect Tyler has.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
A
Personal.
Tyler.
Okay.
A Tyler. has.
A Tyler, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just the concept of Tyler's. I mean, you could go pretty broad on this.
That's true.
well, it does say in the wording of the question, we do have to fall back on that, one of your opponents. So it's going to be
Are
one
not
of those
both
two
my
Tylers.
opponents Tyler's?
Yeah. But your opponents aren't all Tylers, just the representative Tylers. These two gentlemen here are the most representative sample that we could get of Tylers.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I think I have one for Jeff Murdoch.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here's what it is. Jeff, I hate to do this to you. I hate to ruin your day, but there's a slim possibility that somewhere in the world somebody might not absolutely adore you. I'm so sorry. So sorry that someone somewhere might not love you enough. You might have to run over and do something for them right now.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, on a scale
Best
from
I
1 to
got.
5, how cutting was that insult?
Honestly, that was. If I'm being honest, that's a fucking 5.
That's 5 out of 5.
Oh,
All right,
oh,
great.
Wow.
Great
wow.
start. Great
wow.
start.
I did not Jeff, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it.
You know,
It's
Jeff,
all right.
balls
it's
in
something
your
I'm working on.
balls in your court
Yeah.
now, Jeff. Please fire back an insult at one of the Tylers.
All right, one of the Tylers. Which Tyler should I pick? The one that's
Yeah,
doing
you-
his hair, or the one that just attacked me?
It's a tough choice.
Okay, let's see. All right. So I will say to my dear GM Tyler, I am going to say, Tyler, I know that you love to go on family trips. Do you have any plan with your mom?
Wow. This, I'm
No.
assuming,
Oh,
is quite
no.
cutting. Tyler, on a scale from 1 to 5, how cutting is this?
Well, see, here's the only flaw. As a burn, I'm delightful, really enjoy it.
Mhm.
I don't have much of a relationship with my mom, so for me, I would honestly say it's like a 1 because I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
But-
wow.
Oh,
Yes.
Formally, I love it. Formally, it's like great. It just
Thank you.
it doesn't impact me personally very much because I'm like, yeah, I don't.
I will take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Thank
So
Thank you.
I liked it a lot. Like that felt good to get, but yeah, it didn't impact me deeply.
All right, let's move on to our next Jeff Tyler pair, as you've kind of been put together, and I don't want anybody to not be insulted.
Also, I'm so sorry, Tyler. Please don't not like me.
Same, Jeff. Let's talk afterward.
Let's stay on the Jeff side. Jeff Aldrich to Tyler Davis.
I've only met Tyler on this and one other occasion.
Yeah,
And he has just been a delight.
yeah. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Let's see. I feel like you may have chosen the worst possible town to live in.
Oh, ooh.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
How cutting is that,
it-
Tyler? Scale from
It
1
just
to 5.
sucks.
I mean,
Yeah.
it took me an hour to get here, and I hated every second of it. So, I mean, that's pretty out of 5. That's
Mhm.
like a 4.5.
4.5.
Mm.
4.5 out of 5.
4.5.
Yeah.
The industry is broken heavily.
For sure.
Heavily.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And as a San Diegan, we have like a unique distaste for Los
Oh.
Angeles that, yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I as a Chicagoan, we have a unique distaste for Los Angeles. As a person who was born in New York, we have a unique distaste for Los Angeles. It kind of feels like
No one likes it
everybody's
less than Los
got a
Angelinos, yeah.
unique
Yeah.
distaste
yeah.
for Los Angeles.
No,
Oh,
I would say that folks from Ohio Love the idea of Los Angeles. Can't wait to get out there. Seems like it's a city of dreams. I'm gonna make it.
There
if I can make
are
it there.
a lot of people in America that do. Yeah,
that's funny.
People who hate dedicated left turn lanes love Los Angeles.
Tyler Davis.
That is true.
Tyler Davis, firing back at Jeff Aldrich.
All right.
What's a flaw that you're intuiting that Jeff has?
I'm going from the hip here. You got a lot of cool things in the background. You got lightsabers galore. Your garage is a podcast studio. You got hella credit card debt.
Wow.
Wow. That is okay. Well, I'm going to say it's like much as Tyler Samples was pointing out earlier. That's a well-designed cutting insult that is unfortunately not accurate. I have zero credit card debt at the moment. I think I have $30 on my credit card because I use it to buy gas.
Now, the medical debt, though, staggering.
Crypto debt.
Actually, thank goodness I live in. I got to say, Tyler Davis may live in a terrible town, but he does live in a wonderful state.
Great
where
state.
I was able to retroactively get all that medical debt eliminated a while back. And also,
I did not know this. I am actually very glad to learn this.
Yeah. Not only there was a great deal left, but the what's it, GoFundMe campaign covered all of it.
Hey.
So it's been rare that I get the opportunity to say thank you to people for that. But when I went into the hospital for what turned out to be something called pheochromocytoma, which was the answer on an episode of House once.
Oh my!
You had that house disease.
Mm-hmm.
I had a house disease. Yeah, they're rare. But the GoFundMe actually put me back to okay. It took a long time, but it did it. So yeah. But sadly, no credit card debt.
So I have to go 1 to 5, Jeff.
I'm like I was saying before, it's a 1 in that it doesn't directly apply to me, but I would say it's probably in a 3 to 4 range in terms of cutting, because he's right. I do spend an insane amount of money on useless trinkets. It just don't happen to use my credit card for it.
All right.
Hey.
Then
that's
most cutting goes to the Tylers. That is worth 3 points. We now have average wit sharpness. And for average wit sharpness, I believe that is on the side of the Jeffs, averaged together. That's going to be... Wait a minute. No. Well, so here's the thing. I reversed it in my head because... you got a 4.5 on Tyler, but a 1 on Tyler. And we've got a 5 on Jeff and a 1, but maybe 3 form-wise. I guess this comes back down to a question of form. And I did say that I would consider form.
To be fair, I did do the same. Jeff Aldrich and I are the same of a 1 in attack, but a 3 to 4 on form.
Yeah. Then I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to divide. I have 2 points for wit sharpness, and I'm just going to divide those equally between both teams.
That's fair. I do also like that Jeff with 1F is the kind of person where Tyler picked where it's a 50-50 odd of is the burn you have a bunch of credit card debt, or is the burn you're the kind of person with no credit card debt. It's like 1 of 2. Like, really I bet you go around with a $30 balance on your credit card. Derp.
And there's 1 more point to be given out. And did anybody hit a 5? And somebody did. So that goes once more to the Tylers. We now.
So sorry, Jeff.
It's all right if it makes you like me.
With an insult that would have worked exactly as well on the John of my show.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to old memes. This one comes to us from Mel, my spouse. If I say the following phrase to you,
oh God,
shit, guys, we've got the missiles are coming. Fire our shit. How do you respond?
Send out every zig.
Okay. Any other responses? I will repeat it once again. Shit, guys, we got the... And I guess I will put in, it does say in parentheses here, cigarettes. So we've got the missiles are coming.
I just realized the old meme in question. I was
Fire
thinking
our
older.
shit.
Okay. I think this is the end of Z World.
Okay. Tyler Davis, Tyler Samples, how do you respond?
Honestly, I respond, that sounds like Dr. Strangelove. But
Okay.
yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Those are team answers here. So here's what's going to happen.
Oh, sorry, Tyler Davis.
The Tylers, again, you don't know. The only thing you know is that your choices matter. For no recognition, that is minus 2 points.
Whoa! The first minus.
Now,
something like Russia saying Mother Ian or something.
Yeah, to respond with the proper quote, which would have been, but I am retired. That would have been worth 3 points. However, Jeff Aldrich did manage to identify the meme in question, so he gets 1 point for his team. Bring them up to 34.
Yeah, Jeff.
Good job, Jeff.
Now
There's a whole thread on my Discord about how I don't like memes.
Yeah, you're hurting your cred.
I know.
Are what you hate.
We come to our next category, which is self-reflection. You just insulted someone with a very cutting remark. Apologize for your actions. The recipient of the apology must decide whether or not they accept it.
Okay. Well, I feel like I probably have to go first because I.
Yeah, and you were. I will also point out quickest to insult. So
I was. Well, Jeff Murdoch. I did have to pick something that I thought again that it was something that would cut you the most. But that's not the same thing as something that I personally hold in contempt. I actually think that what you are and who you are and what you value is of a high bar that I wish more people were like. And I find the community that you build and seek out to be something that I really respect and wish that I had in me as much as you do in you, because I see how much your life is improved by the people you hold and bring around you. And I am always not jealous, but like I really respect it. But I knew that for you would feel insecure about it. So because of the challenge, I did it. But I do sincerely apologize if you feel hurt by it, because it was only my intention to dig at you on your standards, not on mine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jeff, do you accept that apology?
I do accept that.
Okay.
And honestly, it is something that I'm like, yikes, Jeff, you don't have to have the whole world like you. So,
see, and from my perspective, the issue is more of Jeff, the whole world already does like you. You're already a likable guy. You don't need to do much to get it.
Well, let's turn things around. Jeff Murdoch. You made some cutting remarks about Tyler Samples, or towards Tyler Samples, as we have learned. Would you like to apologize for your actions?
Yes, I would. And the reason why, Tyler was quick to notice my flaw, but I had to search a little bit because Tyler is a very well put together young man. And like I was searched around and I'm like, I don't know what I could make fun of for attack Tyler for. And I do know that he's gone on some trips with family. I'm like, I know that he doesn't enjoy those, but that does not make it a burn. It's like saying, like, I know you don't like mushrooms, so mushrooms is not an insult. So I fired from the hip, and I'm sorry if there's any residual, if it felt like I was coming for anything, but I don't think I did. But I am sorry for even trying.
Okay. All right. Tyler, do you accept Jeff's apology?
So here's the thing. Jeff really just apologized for not insulting me. And so I can't accept it because there's nothing on my end of it,
All right.
It's nice of him.
Well, then I don't accept your apology.
No.
It's too late to rescind it. It's too late to rescind it. We already have that recorded on the books. We're going to move on to let's start with Jeff Aldrich.
But I also forgot that Jeff has a knife on hand at all times. So yeah, I accept that. I accept it totally.
Not a knife.
A sword. You're right.
The knife didn't count as a sword. Okay, so right. I feel like I want to be the first person here to really throw out an apology that doesn't include an if, which is just going to get it pulled apart on Twitter. That's
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that is part of my calculation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so.
And I just want to unequivocally state that I don't think it's Tyler's fault that he's in Los Angeles. If anything, it represents a drive to make that work, to be able to go to Los Angeles, and because it sucks that it's a terrible town, but it's where the industry is. You can't do that job in a lot of other places, and to go there anyway and make it work every day, despite the fact that no matter how far away you are from a thing, it's 45 minutes to get there, bare minimum. It's a show of strength. It's a show of resilience to be able to do that. And frankly, it's something that I've been jealous of in the past. I've wanted to make it work in another town, in another city, besides my sleepy little town. So it's just me. I'm just being jealous of someone who can make LA into a home. And so I just hope you'll accept my unequivocal apology for insulting your decision to live there, because I know it's hardly a decision.
All right. Tyler Davis, do you accept that apology? Your microphone had cut out during that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. So thank you. You got it. I want to go back to Chicago.
All right. And Tyler Davis, there's an apology on the table. Would you like to apologize to Jeff Aldrich?
Yeah. See, Jeff, the thing is, I said what I said because I see cool things in your house. And I got cool things too. And the thing about this, I know they cost money. Cool things cost money. The cooler it is, the more it costs. I said that what I said because I myself am flooded with things that are expensive. And I am working through the industry in Los Angeles to pay off all of the credit card debt I've amassed myself, making my own production company. And so I said a harsh truth about myself. And so it was less about you and even more about me. It was surface level, and it wasn't me at my best. So Jeff, I apologize. But also to know that you don't actually have the credit card debt. You're fucking fine. You're on easy street, my guy. Having that all being said, I hope you hear that I apologize, that I myself am broken, and then we can move past this.
On the one hand, tactically, I want to say I don't accept that because it would even up the scores, but I can't. That's a good apology. It's not centering. It's empathetic, and it's an olive branch, an offering of friendship because we have similar qualities. It's a good apology. I'm going to accept it.
I've never seen more readily accessed lightsabers in my life.
Well, I just happen to be in my lightsaber closet.
Hey, that's very cool.
All right, folks, for self-reflection, the points being awarded are for well-constructed apology. And, we do have some quibbles about the first two apologies that were pointed out. I mean, I wrote down in Tyler's apology, if you feel hurt, like there are some things. I was trying to avoid
it, but it just slipped in.
If we were apologizing on Twitter again, that would have been your epitaph. You would have been buried alive under that, and all of your
like
various
a horse before my
sins.
fists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for those, I can't offer well-constructed apology. However, Jeff and Tyler, partially because it is said aloud, had the advantage of being able to construct their apologies better. Those felt pretty airtight to me. There was a lot of emphasis on intent kind of throughout. However, we didn't stray into the territory of like arguing intent. It did feel to me more like I'm offering an explanation for why I said the hurtful things that I said, which feels like to me that would be important to me in an apology. I would want to hear that. So I'm going to give both sides 3 points for well-constructed apology. So we will start there before we get on to accepting. And so now we come to whether apologies were accepted and rejected. We had 3 apologies accepted and 1 apology initially objected. I did want to like honor the initial reaction, because that is very important. For each accepted apology, that is going to be 1 additional point. And for each rejected apology, that is going to be 1 additional point, because apologizing is not about whether or not they accept the apology. It's whether or not you feel bad and you want to make amends. It is important for you to apologize for things that you did wrong, whether you are forgiven or not. So each side gets 2 points from that.
Wow.
Absolutely. A lesson we should take
Absolutely.
going forward.
Okay. And we're still pretty close. 38-39.
Wow.
This is still anybody's game. So now I am going to direct you to the video from the stream specifically, and it may take a little bit to hit, but I am going to reveal an image. This is actually a series of images that we're going to move through. I just want you to take a look at these images, and I'm going to ask each of you how these images make you feel.
This one that's up right now is disturbing.
Yeah.
The full
It's
on.
being shown.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this.
Hang on.
Okay.
I don't know where these are being shown.
Oh, on the
Oh,
Twitch stream.
On the Twitch
On
stream.
the stream.
On the
Okay,
Twitch
got
stream.
it. Thank you. Very good.
It's repeating, so you're not going to miss it.
Yeah,
okay.
we're now
Okay.
into repeats.
This one with the pink glasses looks like my production designer, and so I enjoy that. This one is disturbing to me.
Yeah.
This looks like an
Yeah.
AI generated image that
Agreed.
like with an emphasis on
Yeah.
forehead.
Yeah, a lot of forehead, a lot of interesting forehead displays. Really presentational for the forehead. I'd say maybe even a couple 5 heads.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
I feel like one of them
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
sort of a missized Dumb and Dumber haircut on,
Mhm.
Yes.
as if they had purchased that wig at a Halloween store, but it was only available in a sized for your cat.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
I'm going to go
don't
with
say that
Tyler on
this
it.
is
I'm
one
going to
of the-
say.
Okay,
Go ahead. No.
I was just gonna say, please don't say that that was a person that is a listener, and I don't want to say that they have.
So I will say that this category came to us from Kara, and the category is called microbangs. And so
Yes.
the question
okay.
that I have for you is, after you've told me how you feel, would you be willing to have one of these haircuts?
The
Can-
last one.
Oh, the last one was unimpeachable. Yeah, that one looked good. The
I will-
first one,
Bring that up for.
Yeah.
would I be
I have
willing
them-
to, as in like, would I self choose, or would I allow One Shot to give me that haircut as a Patreon goal?
Again, the choices that you make are important.
Yeah.
Can we identify them beyond first one and last one? Because I came in
So,
mid,
so the
mid-cycling
one
it.
that I have up right now as I am speaking, this would be considered the
Glasses?
last one.
Okay.
So the first one is the one with the pink or the pink glasses, and
Gotcha.
the middle one I think universally identified as the most disturbing and perhaps
Yeah,
even AI
very-
generated
Yeah.
is
a
the one
little
with the blue
intense.
hair.
Looks like a Dick Tracy villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's my answer. The first one, well, so out of personal preference, no
Mm-hmm.
to any of them, because I'm trying to grow my hair out.
Sure.
So
Okay.
it'd be counter. But if it got us to 8,000 a month, yes to all
Ooh.
3.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm full support. I
Yeah.
spit on your filthy money. We don't get a piece of it, but I do want you to have that filthy money.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. So
Yeah, and-
then Tyler, would that put you in a willing or unwilling? Would you describe your answer?
I would say unwilling. Well, I would say willing.
willing. It's
I would
willing
say-
with conditions.
I'd say willing with conditions. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just hair.
Tyler Davis.
I'm going to
long
go
as-
with an. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I will go to Jeff Aldrich.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go with an unwilling, and I actually have a reason. It's because we are about 8 months out from my daughter giving herself microbangs. Just having been found access to scissors anywhere in the house.
Yeah.
She's 5. I don't know how she did that.
It's going to happen.
And
sure.
the work involved in dissuading her from giving herself more bangs in the future has been intense. And as a representative of a proper hair care maintenance in the house, I have to avoid having bangs until she realizes that her hair doesn't grow back overnight. So I, as a point of responsible parent, cannot currently broker the microbang.
Okay.
You have to set a good
That's a good
example.
tag.
Tyler Davis, where do you sit? Willing or unwilling?
For all three, or individual?
I mean, it says, would you be willing to have one of these haircuts, which to me indicates that you only have to pick one of.
The thing is that third one is the least of, the least abrasive of microbang situation, but like I've been growing this stuff out for coming up on 6 years now. I'm not ready to get rid of it.
Sure.
Unwilling. I'm sorry.
And Jeff Murdoch.
Yes, I think I would be willing. I feel like I tend to go with the same sort of hairstyle, and maybe it's time to make a big change, and I go with a microbang.
Okay.
Can I introduce a micro game into this, James?
Well, microbang, micro game?
Absolutely.
A microbang micro game. Jeff Murdoch recently told me that. So Jeff does wine tours in Malibu.
I do.
Which everybody should check out. And when Jeff does tours in Malibu, he has to go by a different name because there's another Jeff. And so his wine tour name is Tug.
T-U-G.
T-U-G. And so here's the micro game, which is which of those haircuts most looks like a Tug.
Wow.
A Tug haircut.
Ooh. Yeah, we'll bring that back
can you bring
up
them up again?
Yeah, bring those images up. I'm just curious if Jeff were to get it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I
One
feel
best represents a Tug.
A Tug.
A Tug.
Okay. Yeah.
You're getting a wine tour from somebody. His name is Tug. Which of these haircuts is the one that's like, yeah, that fits?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like
Can we add the mustache? That's
Oh,
staying.
add the mustache.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
I have
Let's see
my
that.
answer. I have.
I mean, the one that will get me tipped the most will probably be. I will say the first one I think could be a Tug. The second one is a Tug in a horror movie.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I do feel like number one is Tug for sure.
I think
Same.
it works best with the mustache as well.
Yeah. It still is a little yokely, but yeah, I think that's Tug for sure.
All right.
Especially if it's some like a warm color, like a red. I think that would be nice. Yeah.
I have
Carrot toppy.
distributed the points for that. So the category was just 2 points for willingness. Two of you from either side expressed a willingness to have microbangs, and that was Kara's concern. Kara wanted to know, said rate someone based on their willingness to have microbangs. So
Wow.
that's where those points came from. Our next category is uniqueness of experience. Name and explain in 1 to 3 sentences a TV show that you are sure no one else has seen. It must be a real TV show. It must be a real TV show that you saw, but you must name this show, explain it, and you will get points based on whether or not anybody else has seen it.
I'm going to go with the SNCC show from the Nickelodeon Network, Space Cases. Now, Space Cases is a show about a group of school children who are on a spaceship that is supposed to be sort of a flying school when they become separated from their kind of home galaxy. It's got a little bit of a Farscape vibe to it, although it predates Farscape, as they are sort of blasted off into another universe where each one of them is from a different alien species, and they don't necessarily. There's one human. I think his name's Hassan. He's played by the fellow who ended up playing the very first Black Ranger on Power Rangers.
Cool.
And they don't. A lot of them don't trust each other. They have kind of alien racial animosities regarding each other, and they all have mysterious powers. The show looks like the answer to the question, could you build a spaceship with $9? And also features Jewel State as a Catalina, a young alien who has an awful but amazing rainbow wig on for the duration. And she is amusingly even just like she was on Firefly, the ship's engineer.
All right. We will calculate these as we go. Has anybody else seen Space Cases?
I have.
I have also seen Space Cases.
Yeah.
I have not seen Space Cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember some stuff. I remember their Catalina actually had an invisible friend, Susie, and then one day an accident happened and Catalina disappeared, but Susie showed up, and I remember being like, I was like blown away when that happened.
Yeah, it was like their way to replace her in the cast or something. It was amazing.
And
like, a cool move.
I don't even know if that was a season 2 decision or if that happened midway through season 1. Like it felt
totally
like I wouldn't be able to sustain 2 years of interest in a show like that. So it must have happened in one season. I who knows. So unfortunately, because more than one person on the call has seen the show, no points are awarded for that one.
That's fair.
Let's move on.
Could I argue that Jeff should have pretended he had never seen it?
I definitely should have. I was like,
You're allowed to argue.
Points for honesty. I want that.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, it's a show that I actually like really liked as a kid.
I liked it too.
Yeah, so I was like, I gotta talk about it.
Who's up next?
Okay.
Go ahead. What do you think?
No, Tyler, you got this.
I guess I have a. You know what? I'm not gonna ask a question. We can go ahead. So
We learned
the
our lesson.
show the show I submit is called Tomorrow's Nobody. It was a web show that that I watched it on Newgrounds.com, and it was a bunch of degenerate friends that just hung out on. Oh no! Change my answer. Clocksuckers.
Okay.
It was a bunch of it was like a bunch of guys, just friends in college that would travel through time and meet people from history, and then they would make out with them or something. I don't remember too much, but I remember the theme song, Clocksuckers.
Now is this another web show, or is it a
Yes.
It
television?
was College Humor.
College Humor. Okay.
Was it College Humor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang, it's been like a million years since I've seen that shit.
Yeah, that's 2007. 2007. Has anyone else seen Clocksuckers?
I have to admit, I knew where it was from, and I have seen parts of it, but I've never actually watched a whole episode. So I
you don't
mostly
need
just
to
had
watch a whole
awareness.
episode. You've seen it.
Okay.
That's important.
Okay.
One other person on the
Should've
call
stuck with
has seen it. I will invite the chat. If you've seen any of these shows, you can just tell us that you've seen them. So because one other person on the call saw it, that's going to be 2 points to Tyler. Tomorrow's Nobodies, Tyler. I have seen that, so you would
okay.
you're right to change. You're right to change
Okay.
there.
Smart.
Okay. Let's move on to Tyler's samples. Stay in the Tyler category.
All right.
And I'm going to limit us.
Go ahead.
Let's move. This is unprecedented and unfair. We're going to stick only television.
It's totally fine. That's what I have. I had this prepared before Jeff Aldrich, so I just parallel thinking. Is it Aldrich or Aldrich?
It's Aldrich. You got it right. You're fine.
Okay, good. I got really panicked there for a second. Okay, here's what it is. Flash forward, not the aughts one, but the 1995 Canadian Disney Channel original series, starring Ben Foster and Jewel State as best friends entering 8th grade and going through the tumults of being in 8th grade.
Yeah.
A lot of Jewel State showing up.
I know. When you said it, I was like, oh, we are on the same page. Ben Foster is fantastic in the show. He's one of my favorite actors because he's in stuff all of the time, only as a character actor, and it seems very clear that that's all he wants. The height that he got to was Angel in X-Men 3, and you can tell that he was like, nah, no thanks. I don't want this ever again.
Oh man.
So the people who were in X-Men 3 were thinking that.
Yeah.
All right. So Flash Forward. Has anyone on the call seen Flash Forward? I will admit that I have.
No.
You
I
have?
admit I have not seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a brief period in the early 2000s where we had access to like some sort of Canadian interest broadcast channel.
The one that did Degrassi and everything.
Yeah, they did Degrassi and like a couple others. No Littlest Hobo, which is an impoverishment for my childhood. I make up for it now in adult life. But I have seen Flash Forward, but that's only one other person. Therefore, the Tylers are awarded 2 more points. And now we come to Jeff Murdoch.
All right. So this is also a Canadian show from the 90s called Breaker High. It's a high school on a cruise ship starring a young Ryan Gosling. I don't remember too much from it. I do remember there's one episode where one of the cast members just said bye and then like left. I don't know the backstory, but it just like it really maybe gave me some like abandonment issues. Like he was just like, I gotta go do my own thing, and he was gone. And I was like, wait, but we're not even gonna see him again. Like it messed me up in a weird way.
Wow.
But Breaker High. It's also got the guy from this show that I remember came on the 2000s, like Lucifer, not Lucifer, but like something
Tyler
about the
Levine.
devil and a
Reaper.
Reaper. Yes, Reaper. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was also
Tyler Levine.
Yeah, I didn't know his name, but I remember he was in both.
All right. Has anybody else seen Breaker High?
I can't say I have.
And
it was on UPN here in America.
And chat,
so I watched.
We will allow
else?
you to, if any of you have seen Breaker High, let us know. We'll give you some time for that. I will say, because nobody else on the call has seen Breaker High, that's 3 points. 3 points.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
However,
also,
if we give this some time and nobody in the chat has seen Breaker High, that will move it up to 5 points. So
wow,
Oh,
good
my.
pull, Jeff.
Fox
Here's something that
Valentine,
surprises
live
me.
for us.
Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
Breaker High was
someone
on
has.
for
Oh,
one
dang.
season.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
someone's mentioning the Sweet Life on Deck. I think is the name
Yeah,
of
and
the
that's Zach
season when they were on a
Jacoby.
ship.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, somebody has seen it though.
Okay, somebody's
Breaker
seen it in
High-
the chat, so we don't get the 5, but
That's fair.
we
That's
get
fair.
hey. 4.
Looking at their Wikipedia, Breaker High was on for one season, 44 episodes.
Wow.
Gotta
Because I was
gotta
like,
love the
I knew I
90s.
saw a lot. Yeah.
Damn,
it
dude.
Was,
Damn.
it was after school. I'm an only child, so your boy watched a lot of UPN.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
That also the other one I was thinking of. Have you guys seen Shasta McNasty?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, I was like, that was. I think people have seen that one.
That one I think was aired like parallel to the Dilbert cartoon.
Yeah, and it had Gary Busey's son, Jake Busey, and also Vern
Yeah.
Troyer joined it, and they changed it to Shasta because I think calling it Shasta McNasty was like, let's try changing the name.
I'm
Let's
kind
see
of
if
kicking
that
myself for not
fixes
going
the
for some
show,
of
if
those
there's nothing
failed
that will fix the show.
Yeah.
failed Fox cartoons from when they try to have another Family Guy. So you got like Alan Gregory or Sit Down, Shut Up.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We must move on from the world of painful television to the next category, which is best movie idea. Each person must pitch a movie starring or about a random celebrity with a random premise. So the first thing that I'll need you to do is roll for initiative.
Mm.
Wow,
All right.
this is fun.
All right. I'm okay.
Getting my die. I
My
assume
dice
a
are packed still. Let me just get a D20 here. There we go. Oh wait, what initiative system are we using?
Roll it.
Good question.
You got to roll it.
Okay, go in with a 20.
I went with
I
the
got
20.
a 13. Do I add anything to that?
13. Okay.
Savage Worlds. I drew a 10 of clubs.
10 of clubs.
Mhm.
Nice. I went basic and did a D20 as well, and I rolled a 6.
Okay, 6. And Tyler?
13.
13.
Hey,
Okay.
2 13s.
So we've got 2 13s. We do now have to go to a dexterity modifier.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. Tyler.
Are we going to juggle right now?
Tyler, so Tyler, you're up first. So you can choose top left, top right, or bottom left, bottom right.
Top right.
Top right. Okay. Your random celebrity is Doc Holliday.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
wait. That's slip. Wait, wow. That's
That's a
the
random
actor?
celebrity. And the so you need to pitch a movie starring or about that random celebrity. And I just need to grab my D6 over here, which hang on. Oh no, I had moved them over here. Great. So I rolled a 5. It has to be a stoner comedy starring or about Doc Holliday. We'll return to you in a second. Our next in initiative order is Jeff Murdoch.
Yeah. I'll take bottom left.
Bottom left. Bottom left is going to be David Beckham. Congratulations.
Ooh,
There's some real stinkers on that list. And your genre is going to be a heist movie starring or about David Beckham. We're going to move on. Next in our initiative system, I believe, is going to be Jeff Aldrich with the 10 of clubs.
Very good. And what are my remaining choices?
So your remaining choices are either top left or bottom right.
Oh, got to go top left.
Top
Left-handed
left.
and toppy.
I am so sorry to reveal that your random celebrity is Brian Dunn, former chief executive officer of Best Buy. This is using a random celebrity generator thing.
I'm on that same website.
Shocked. Okay. And your genre is an Oscar vehicle. So you must have an Oscar vehicle about or starring former Best Buy CEO Brian Dunn. They don't tell us when Brian Dunn stopped being CEO of Best Buy, but we do know that he is still alive.
That's why I'm excited for this movie. I finally get some of these details.
And now we're down to last one was Tyler Samples, right? Yes. The last celebrity is Steve Harvey.
Love it.
And Steve Harvey, you need to, let's see here. That is a 4, a romantic comedy starring or about Steve Harvey.
Okay. Jesus, it writes itself.
It truly does. So we're going to return to Tyler Davis. Tyler, you've had the most time to prepare your pitch at this point. Please tell us about your stoner comedy starring or about Doc Holliday.
Okay, so it takes place in the Wild Wild West, where weed has just hit the scene, and so Doc Holliday is he's gunslinging, he's fighting people, he's the best in town, and then all of a sudden he gets his lips around his first joint and he loses all of it. But then he learns from the town crier that the Badlands gang across town is planning on robbing a train, and he has to my agent tried me. He's got to stop the train robbery, but he's just so stoned. And so he smokes a lot, shoots his gun, and gets into all kinds of hijinks. And the name of the movie is Tombstoned.
Great. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. We are going to move on to Jeff Murdoch. Jeff Murdoch.
Yes. All right. So Beckham is, he's out in the world. Everyone knows him. He's super famous. But if you can believe it, the FIFA organization is up to some shady business. So he needs to break into their headquarters in Zurich, Switzerland, to steal the World Cup, because the World Cup is more than just a trinket. It actually has all the secrets of the world. So he's got his sidekick, the gal from Bennett, like Beckham, and they're going to break in. They're forming a team of famous soccer players all around the world to break into the FIFA headquarters.
An out-of-genre sequel to Bend It Like Beckham that's a heist movie where she teams up with David Beckham to steal the World Cup.
She sure does. And guess what it's called? It's called Burgle Like Beckham.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Oh, man. Do I like that?
AI could never generate that.
All right.
They can't.
Jeff Aldrich, some big shoes to fill.
I want to tell you about the inspirational tale of the rise of the greatest, perhaps history's greatest CEO of Best Buy, because Brian Dunn's movie is going to be one of those vanity project Oscar things or attempts, where he spends a lot of the movie making out with a Playboy playmate he hired and wearing a black turtleneck, and there's a whole scene where he just does karate moves on his deck. But to make things more exciting, he will attempt to showcase his incredible acting talent by taking on a little bit of a semi-fictional version of his own life throughout history by adopting the personas of other famous Brians at each stage in his life. It's all going to be acted by Brian Dunn, history's greatest actor. But at each stage of his life, he's going to be a different Brian. We start at the beginning, young, impassioned, still a part of the swing era that brought him so much joy in the late 40s when he was alive, as he acts as much as he possibly can, like Brian Setzer and his orchestra. Then, eventually, develops a rebel streak, can no longer tolerate his parents, begins to flip them off and wear the clothes of the working man, becomes Brian Johnson of AC/DC fame, becomes the working class man himself, becomes a street walking badass for a while, eventually settles into a role, becomes Brian Williams, the sedate, well-meaning newscaster. This is when he finds his way in the world of business. And from there, he becomes an elder statesman as he begins to act more and more, let's say, motivated yet unhinged as he takes on a Brian Coxian era to everything he does, before finally retiring. Resplendent, celebratory, well-loved by all, able to command a room even in his dotage as he takes on the role of Brian Blessed in his final days.
Wow.
And obviously the movie's called Best Bry.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. God damn it.
And he landed the plane with
Good
Jeff.
stuff. Good stuff.
Man,
I'm glad he's on my team.
All right, Tyler,
you should be.
we got to go with your Steve Harvey romantic comedy.
Okay. So this is about and starring Steve Harvey. This is a bit meta, but Steve Harvey, originally Broderick Stephen Harvey, he has been married 3 times, and he credits his most recent wife, Marjorie Bridges, as being responsible for making him a better man. The movie there is a pitch made that Steve hastily agrees to because he's bouncing around from gig to gig to gig. He doesn't realize that what he has agreed to is this episode of Family Feud is pitting his former ex-wives against his current wife. And he is forced to moderate it all while they are all attacking him with stories about, the estrangements he's gone on or had with the old ones, which causes discomfort and tension with his current wife. They're already having trouble anyway. He's 1 foot out the door with his current wife because he's had 3 marriages. And over the course of this single episode of Family Feud that we are seeing behind scenes, all of this stuff, the answers, the poll questions keep reflecting. And then it becomes a little bit of a Slumdog Millionaire thing where you keep seeing flashbacks to different points of Steve Harvey's life and relationships with these different women. And it ultimately ends with Steve Harvey having to decide, is he going to go on to a 4th marriage or is he going to stay committed? And it is the ex-wives that convince him that he is a different man than the one that they fell in love with, that he needs to stay with Marjorie, his current wife, and they help him bring and bridge the gap to reconnect with his current wife at the end of this episode of Family Feud. And unfortunately, the name of the movie is Act Like a Steve, Think Like a Harvey.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I like
great.
that. I picture Aaron Sorkin to direct.
Yes, exactly.
Folks, I cannot express how much I loved all of these. All of these are truly great. I didn't write down points to assign for this one, so we just got to enjoy each other's fun ideas. So let's move on to our next category, and that is belly button depth. Who has the deepest belly button? Honor system only.
I don't think it's me.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I get to hear.
No, wait, I can't actually test it, can I? Because it's honor system.
It's honor system only. So, but again, we have to trust that Tyler actually tested.
Yeah.
Oh, are we, okay,
That feels.
okay.
Now, Tyler Davis, feels like that's pretty deep belly button.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
it?
gonna try and block her off here.
Tyler, can you hold it up again? I want to see this thing.
There we go.
A little bit.
Okay,
you're
to the
gonna-
knuckle, first knuckle.
Yeah.
Mine does not reach first knuckle. Mine reaches basically end of cuticle.
Yeah,
It
I'm being
looks
honest.
to me-
Mine's also cuticle.
There
It
we
looks
have
to
it.
me like this is between Jeff Aldrich and
Jeff,
Tyler
I think
Davis.
yours is very cuticle.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. Go again. Hang on.
When are we gonna start making it wiki belly buttons instead of wiki feet?
Yeah, I gotta say this might be an unfair contest because when I was a small child, a horse stepped on me, artificially lengthening my belly button, and I
that's-
swore revenge at
And
that
we're
time.
gonna kill that horse. We're gonna get that
That's-
horse.
That's that was why I picked a horse in the first place because
Wow, full circle.
few other animals would I have
Yeah.
the rage to kill. Yeah,
All right.
Doing this for my belly button.
I think you know what I think I'm going to do, because it's very difficult to decide between Jeff and Tyler, and I feel that everybody's been very honest. I know that Jeff is a very tall man in real life, so I'm going to assume that his fingers are also quite large. I am going to give Tyler Davis 2 points. I'm going to give Jeff Aldrich 3 points. I feel like that's the best way to do this.
Okay. All right.
That seems fair.
All right.
How tall are you, Jeff?
I am 6'1", and let the record show that when we met Project Falcon, which we got to do at one point, everyone in the house was saying, "This is how big people can be."
Yep.
Wow.
To Project Falcon, like
Yeah,
like,
you
yes,
served as a lesson about human
Yeah.
bodies to a baby.
Mhm.
yes.
All right. So we now come to bravado. And the question is, could you defeat the subject of our next question in a fist fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Tyler says yes. Jeff
course.
says yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Tyler Samples says believe so.
Ooh, I love it.
No.
And Jeff Murdoch.
I'm gonna less confidently say yes, but I'm gonna try my hardest.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's even less bravado than mine. No.
Hey,
So
it's bravado.
Each Jeff was a yes, so that is going to be 1 point towards Brave for their bravado. So let's add those, taking you up to 49. And we had Tyler say yes, a very confident yes. So that's definitely going to be a point for bravery. And then Tyler Samples said no, which feels like very honest. So that's 2 points for honesty. So it's going to be 3
yeah.
points total there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Tying us
And a
at
great Guster
49.
reference.
The rest of us, of course,
49.
were lying.
The next question
Yeah.
is
Wait. Who was the person?
well, it's the next question.
about
The
to find
subject
out.
of the
Oh,
next
gotcha.
question.
That's what made us so
Oh,
brave, is that we didn't
got
need
it.
to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Charge
where the
in.
bravado comes from. You have to decide
Cool.
a sight unseen whether you could defeat this person. So it's historical knowledge. Who was the wife of Louis XVI of France?
Just buzz in or wait. how we
Sick
doing?
burn on Louis XVI, Jeff. Does
I
anybody
mean,
know who the
PP
wife of Louis XVI of France was?
Wasn't it Marie Antoinette?
Tyler Samples answers Marie Antoinette, which is the first correct answer. Does anybody else swear that they knew that?
Yeah,
I,
that's why I
I
asked-
can't honestly say it. I was going to say some lady because I know that's
So
correct.
Jeff Aldrich does not swear that he knew it, but Jeff Murdoch does. For swearing that you knew that, that's 1 point. So I will award that to the Jeffs, bringing them up to 50. However, first correct answer for Tyler on Marie Antoinette, that is 3 points. So that is going to bring us up to 52.
I definitely could
Stand
beat
by
up
my
Maria.
answer.
I definitely could beat her up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah, she's
don't
like
know.
headless. It'd be real easy, right?
Yeah.
Well,
head,
yeah, it depends on when you're fighting her. Now,
Well, now we
currently,
come
I
to
could-
tactical adjustment based on the last question. Do you feel you could have won the fist fight?
Yeah.
So,
won
Tyler
it.
Davis, we'll start with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You okay? Jeff Aldrich.
This doesn't change my answer. It would have been yes if it had been an elephant.
Great. Tyler
'Cause of
Samples.
bravado. What constitutes winning?
That is extremely broad. The only question is winning. The words are winning and won.
I changed my answer. I could win.
You could win. All right. And Jeff Murdoch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely could.
So
Or like
the
a Marie
Jeffs,
Antoinette elephant.
the Jeffs definitely take this in confidence. Each get 2 points for confidence, bringing them up to 54. Tyler Davis gets 2 points for his confidence, and Tyler Samples gets 1 point for readjusting his perspective.
Yeah.
So this brings us to our next category, feminism. Did you assume the subject of the historical knowledge question meant Louis XVI or Marie Antoinette? Everybody here assumed Marie, so we didn't need to worry about that. This does have a follow-up to it, though. Is it more problematic to speculate you could defeat a famous historical woman in a fist fight or assume her gender excuses her from that kind of speculation?
Oh, interesting. Because I will be honest, it wasn't her gender, it was her wealth that made me, it was her class that made me be like, this is a cosseted person.
And also from a time where people were shorter, and I just know that I have better reach.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, who are you going to bet on? Marie Antoinette or a guy named Tug?
Yeah. It's Tug all the way, baby.
Hey, y'all.
That's I feel like even if it had been Louis XVI, I would have been perfectly confident in my ability to beat him up because he's a French king. He's bilious. He's raised on sickening beef and not taking showers. I feel like I'd punch right through him.
Everybody in the question's like notable achievement was getting murdered. So like, at the end of the day, I feel like everybody's pretty well justified in assuming they could beat them in a fist fight, for sure.
Yeah.
We move on to our next category, which is name an animal. Name an animal.
Sure.
Right.
Doug.
Yeah. Horse.
Okay. So, all right, we got horse from Jeff Murdoch. Jeff Aldrich,
Bald
what did you
eagle.
say?
Doug.
I just named any animal Doug. It's a good name for an animal.
Okay. All right, I accept that. Tyler Samples.
Beaver.
And
that is both a dog name and an animal name.
Great.
Yeah.
And Tyler
My
Davis.
first girlfriend was a horse.
Bald eagle.
Bald eagle.
I hope we have to fight it.
All right, so we've got here either beaver or dog, horse, and bald eagle. So there, everybody gets 1 point for naming an animal. Now, Jeff, you get this point on technicality. However, there's absolutely no way you're going to argue that you qualify for the next category of points, which is best animal. There's no way an animal named Doug can be the best animal. That's just impossible.
Very expensive.
So we are going to bring the Jeffs up to 59 points. I'm going to say Tyler's, it's between a bald eagle, a beaver, and a dog named Beaver. In all situations, those are great animals, so I feel like your side has it. So you are going to get a total of 4 points out of that, bringing you up to 63. The next category is Smuggler's Delight. You must sneak the animal you named into a movie theater for the remake of The Littlest Mermaid, runtime 2 hours, 15 minutes. And you cannot be caught.
Mermaid?
You cannot be caught until the film has finished. Can you do it?
Yes.
Yeah, we do it in
It's
pieces.
the joy of having not dictated my species. I could bring a Doug anywhere.
Yeah, you could bring a guy named Doug. I think Jeff, definitely. I feel like you could. Jeff Murdoch, your argument is that you could bring it in pieces. So
oh yeah, if me and Jeff are fighting this horse beforehand, if we're fighting, we load up my pockets. They don't. Here's the thing: I'm a part of the AMC
Do you
Stub
think you
Club.
could load up your pockets with all of a horse?
The entirety of a horse.
They don't want
have
you to
you
take
seen me-
outside Skittles in, but you think you can
I
take
know.
hundreds of
thing.
pounds of horse meat.
Well, here's the thing: I am part of the AMC Stub Club. That is a brag. They don't care. The people that work the front, they do not care. They're teenagers. They're like, go in. Like, I'm not going to stop you for the Skittles. If I load my pockets up with whores, which I will because I have Jinko jeans.
Sure.
I will be relaxing, chewing horse jerky for the entire movie.
And I, of course, am going to assist with my voluminous Zubas full of extra horse.
Now, here's my only argument, though, Jeff. Then by the end of that movie, you don't have a whole horse with you because most of it you ate.
Ooh.
It's in me.
It
What if
didn't
it's
go
in
anywhere.
me? And I poop it out.
Let's return.
I'm not destroying matter.
Okay.
Horse can never be lost. It can only be converted into Jeff.
Here's I think where Jeff, your scenario breaks down. Because again, the wording of the question is, you must sneak that animal into a movie theater for the remake of The Littlest Mermaid, runtime 2 hours 15 minutes, and must not be caught until the film has finished. Can you do it? However, you're presupposing that you are caught, but no one cares.
I'm saying that if I got caught, I would not be stopped.
Yeah. So
like they're not searching us. They are not like I'm
challenging
saying
the question.
Yeah, at AMC they do not search you. If you're saying they're doing like if it's a movie premiere and they're doing like body scans, then it would be a little harder. But at AMC they ain't search.
So okay. All right. Well, that answer is in. Tyler Davis, tell me about that bald eagle.
I mean, like, if we're being, wait, what was the question again?
Okay, so
I feel like I can
you
do
chose a bald eagle as your animal for the
yeah.
previous question, and this question is: can you sneak that animal into a movie theater, into the remake of The Littlest Mermaid, runtime 2 hours 15 minutes, and not be caught until the film is finished?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm going to let's see. It's very obvious I'm gonna do this, and it's the lag time on the internet is what's causing me to not actually have said it yet. All right, so what it is, I'm gonna put it in the popcorn bin.
Okay.
Tub of popcorn, and I'm going to butter the head of the bald eagle just like I would at popcorn. Bald eagle is going to be very trained, very quiet, very calm, docile. And yeah, I'm just going to eat around the bald eagle.
Sure.
And yeah.
And
I
no
just say-
problems for 2 hours.
Can I
15
just add
minutes.
this real quick? I think saying the buttering the head of the bald eagle sounds like the weirdest euphemism ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what I like about Tyler's whole thing here is that he is supposing that the staff might be suspicious of his bald eagle hidden inside a popcorn tub, but they would see him buttering the eagle's head and go, "Oh no, that must just be popcorn. There's no way someone would butter a bald eagle like that." Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler Davis, thank you for your answer. Tyler Samples, you've got either a beaver or a dog named Beaver.
I'll go with the beaver. I'll stick with the
More
spirit
difficult.
of it.
All right. Do you believe you could do this?
Absolutely not. And here's why. 2 reasons. One, I don't know if anybody has seen on TikTok and stuff. Beavers are very vocal critters.
Really?
They do a lot of like,
Uh,
they're like porcupines and such. They make a lot of noise. And 2, the steps that it would take, the means that would be necessary in order to keep it from being noticed, I wouldn't do that to an animal. I wouldn't silence that beaver. I would, you know what? I wouldn't put it in that position because I don't think that's fair to the beaver or to the other people around or to myself. So no, I wouldn't. I would refuse.
Time to dole out points. First points are going to the Jeffs because I feel like Jeff could sneak a dog into a movie theater.
Not even a human, just any Doug.
Yeah, any Doug, like a Star Wars Doug. You could sneak into a movie theater, no problem.
Yeah, like a Sebulba, for example, no problem.
Yeah. So that definitely is the only seems like they could out of the whole group. The next bonus point is for entertaining story. That one's going to go to Tyler because the image of buttering a bald eagle's head for security is just too good, too delicious for me. And the real points go to Tyler Samples for deep honesty. He assessed the situation. There's no way he's going to be able to smuggle that animal into the movie theater. And he did hit 69 points with that. It is 69 to 62. This is still very close. And we're coming up on the last collection or so of questions.
James, do you mind if I run to the bathroom really quickly?
Oh, yeah.
I promise I don't need to butter my bald eagle.
Nah, I don't believe him.
Let's everybody hit the bathroom real quick, get something to drink, and we will be right back. All right. While people are attending to their various biological needs, I want to thank everybody for watching this stream and supporting the One Shot Podcast Network. We are currently in the middle of our 2023 Patreon drive. We are trying to get more supporters to our Patreon at any level to increase the overall amount of money that we take in to help us fund our productions for the years to come. Our network depends almost entirely on contributions from our listeners. We do take in some advertising money, but that mostly makes it so that it doesn't cost us anything to host our shows. There's very little take home on that. We're about to calculate our halfway through the year on how much money we've gotten from that, and it is a pittance. That we also have to divide up amongst the many shows on the network.
Fraction of the pittance.
Yeah,
and you can have my portion for the network. That's fine. I'm willing to trade that for about 7 points.
Well, yeah. I mean, either way, like the network is still covering the cost of your hosting. So whatever on that. But I'll give you 7 points for that. That's fine.
There we go. That's good.
What are you getting 7 points for?
He's just committed the amount of money that the System Mastery shows get from advertising to the network, which I don't think is much. I think it is a hilariously small amount. But it also means that we don't have to pay extra money to host those shows, which is very important because hosting can be quite expensive. Let's keep talking.
Bit of accounting you have to bother with.
Yeah. Well, it is honestly the amount of money that we have to spend on the accountant to like make sure things are divided up fairly. That is probably neutraled out by how much money that we give away. Regardless, it is really the listeners who support us, and we love to be supported in that way because it helps us make the shows that we love to make. It hopefully helps us make the shows that you love to listen to. We have a lot of great bonus series on the One Shot Patreon now. So if you join at the $5 level or more, you're going to get access to things like Star Wall, our space fantasy series that was originally going to be run in a worse role-playing game and is now being run in a playtesting role-playing game. That is based on, fantasy adventures running around in space. It is super fun. We have just made the first 5 episodes of that available on a public feed if you want to sample it and check it out. But there are 12 full full episodes of it available on the Patreon right now. We're also airing currently a run of Chubo's Marvelous Wish Granting Engine, which is about to be run also on the One Shot feed. However, when it runs on the One Shot feed, we will simultaneously be releasing the rest of that series on our Patreon. And we did a 3-shot for that, so there are a ton of episodes of Chubo's headed your way. That's in addition to all of the wonderful things that we have publicly available on the One Shot Network, including shows made by the wonderful people that you see here. But enough about that. Everybody is back. So let's move on to our next category. And our next category is Historical Woman. Name a woman from history. And why did you choose her?
Wow.
Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc. What's your reasoning there, Jeff?
I just listened to a really cool podcast about her, and just the visions she saw, and them discussing what that may have been, and also her connection to a serial killer, one of the first serial killers in Europe. And yeah,
Fascinating.
yeah, the guy that they think the Bluebeard legend is based on, they worked together. They took different paths.
Joan of Arc worked with the Bluebeard guy?
Yeah.
That dude was wild.
Yeah. The French guy, I forget what his name is, but it's not about him. It's about Joan of Arc, because she was a lot cooler.
Sick. All right. Jeff Aldrich, it seems like you're ready to go for it.
Sure, I'm going to go with Saint Teresa of Avila.
Okay.
She was the patron saint of headache sufferers.
All right.
And as someone who occasionally suffers from bad headaches myself, I've always felt a sort of special kinship and connection.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Rosa Parks.
All right.
Yeah.
Why'd you pick Rosa Parks, Tyler?
What's that?
Well, you got to tell us why. Why'd you pick Rosa Parks?
Oh, I wanted somebody black, and that was truly the first person that came to mind. I was like, all right, yeah, this is great.
That's all we need. That's all we need. Tyler Samples.
Sacagawea, baby.
Ooh.
Proper pronunciation and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Why did you choose her?
Because I wanted to also pick somebody not white, and she has like a real interesting life that just really is weird. I'm from the Pacific Northwest originally, so I saw a lot of Lewis and Clark stuff, and they just never really talk sufficiently about the fact that most of it was done due to Sacagawea and like her abilities, because she was a teenage girl taking these 2 diarrhea-laden ass old white guys plus their crew of other diarrhea-laden white dudes through all of these different territories,
and had to suffer through them
translator.
being absolutely fucking in love with each other the whole time, which I think must have added a lot to her suffering.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Do you think it was just because they were insufferable in their love for each other, or was it that she was was it too much PDA?
No, I think it's the opposite of PDA.
I mean,
I like the
any
way those
PDA
two
between
wrote
two
to
people
each
with
other.
active diarrhea is too much PDA.
Yeah, and also, yeah, when diarrhea is kind of your main way of existing, for sure, that's going to be
Public
an issue.
diarrhea.
You think she was just sort of consistently wishing they would just kiss already?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right.
Because they separated at certain points, you know, like it was.
She's like,
that must have been awful for her. That's great.
She's like, you better kiss already, or so help me, I'm going to be on the dollar at some point.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody gets a 1 point for naming a woman. So congratulations there.
Go.
There is a bonus point for naming the most famous woman. I kind of think this is going to go to Jeff Murdoch. Like I feel like it's pretty close between Jeff and Tyler Davis. Like I feel like, but I feel like
Joan of Arc's probably more worldly.
Yeah, world over, it's going to probably go to Joan of Arc.
She's had longer time to get her story out.
Yeah, she's been percolating for the last couple hundred years. There's people like from 1500 that don't know who Rosa Parks is.
That's true.
Oh, that's
Her
true. If we're
podcast
is
considering
cumulatively-
dead people in the
Dang.
list, Joan of Arc shoots way up, way
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, she's been around for like 600 years, and her podcast is just about to break.
It is
It's-
going to
It's
be
any
good.
day now.
There's
Yeah.
a Kickstarter going if you want to donate to Joan of Arc's podcast.
It's unfortunately really controversial and religious.
Yes. I
Serial
bet-
Also
killing
stolen
is
opener
just not
music.
that bad. It's just not that
Yeah.
bad. Okay. So that is going to be 3 points to this team. So that brings them to 72. Also, I will say everybody did get that question wrong. The correct answer is Zheng Yishao, who was the most successful pirate that ever lived.
I actually considered her.
You would. There were bonus points in it if you did. So
Wow.
now, cage match. Explain which historical woman from the previous question you believe would win in a no holds barred cage match.
I mean,
I think I'm going to go ahead and say I don't want to describe either of my our team's characters beating up Rosa Parks. And in that spirit, we're just going to let her have the bus seat and get away from the bus.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe that's just.
I guess that's
if
a
you want to
TKO.
go to the bat for Joan of Arc.
I go ahead, Jeff.
Oh no, I'm like this. Yeah, no, you make a strong point. I can't argue, but if Joan of Arc, she was a little bit of a loony person. She talked to God, so I don't know what she's gonna do.
That is true. And my choice was actually a canonized saint. So we've got a lot of God on our side.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about your choice, Jeff. I kind of feel like you do have saint powers. Like that's a bonus.
Yeah.
That's a template that you would apply in D&D 3.5. But you are still the saint of headaches. So like you've kind
Headache
of got that
sufferers.
going against you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we do have two saints too, because Joan of Arc is a saint as well.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Here's what I'm gonna do. The points are awarded based on best logic, and I cannot impeach Jeff Aldrich's. We're not going to talk about people fighting Rosa Parks. So that to me makes sense. I feel like that wins best logic. That is a big 5 points there.
Yeah.
However, that does mean that Rosa Parks wins our fight. And for choosing the winning woman, that goes to Tyler Davis for 2 points.
Way to
Hell
go,
yeah.
I just don't want to take the side of a bunch of snotty Europeans going up against Rosa Parks.
Yeah, no, that I you know what? I think that's smart.
And
Yeah.
this category is called feminism again, but might as well be called racial politics. How do we feel about speculating on this round of fist fights? Just a quick gut check. How do we feel?
Good now.
Not my
I mean,
favorite.
it's not something that like we should be like. I don't know, doing.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's more fun to describe, killing a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go
I mean, I
back to the
certainly don't
horse.
want to make it.
Yeah.
I certainly don't want to make an award-winning MTV claymation
Yeah.
show about our discussion or anything.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
on Celebrity Deathmatch, the celebrities were not celebrities of like racial progressive politics, and they were more like Ashton Kutcher and stuff. But
All right, who's the fastest to the Google to find if Martin Luther King was in a celebrity
I
deathmatch
almost
episode?
positive.
oh,
I'm pretty sure they definitely had some.
that show was that show
Gandhi
did
was in there, maybe.
the show aged weird. Okay,
Scotty was definitely in there.
Now,
there
I
is-
would be more open to a conversation about any of these women in a fist fight against that guy who is the head of Best Buy.
oh.
You mean
Now
Buddy Brian
that's
Dunn.
maybe
Yeah.
Brian
his
Dunn.
vanity film project is he fights every famous woman in history.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird version of Bill and Ted, where he has to collect all these famous women from history, but in order to have a fist fight with them,
Yeah.
by
Mayor
like
Boudica.
3 o'clock. Yeah.
This is
Uh,
definitely like a villain.
Yeah. No, I think it is like the movie that I want to watch is a movie about him trying to make that movie. Because I feel like that would be very funny. There's no way to gain points in this round. There was a way to lose points, but nobody said something truly suspect. So congratulations. Now, who can roll the highest?
Oh.
You have 10 seconds to roll a die. Whichever team produces the highest cumulative result wins. Your 10 seconds starts now.
Does it have to be a physical die?
Have any dice?
All the answers
Yes.
in the question.
Wait. Did I?
And time. Roll your die.
Oh, fuck me.
Wait.
God damn it. That sucks.
Do we have any dice?
Google failed me.
Yeah, I got 80.
All right.
I just
Damn.
dropped a bunch of die in there and it rolled it.
because I got 90. I have a one of those D10s that has the 10 digits on it.
Dang.
Okay. And Jeff Murdoch, did you roll anything?
I rolled a 14.
14? Okay. It's cumulative.
I'm gonna be
It's
honest.
cumulative. So
Oh,
that's
yeah, that's
104.
right.
I wasn't trying to pull a fast one there. I picked up any random dice from my bag and threw them, and I got one of those D10s that has the 10 digits.
That's sick.
That's awesome.
And Tyler Samples Google just didn't pull up.
Well,
fast enough.
okay, so here's what happened. I typed into Google roll 1D1 followed by 32 zeros. And the result was 3.
That is wild.
So
To get an award anyway. I
That's-
nominate that for a special award.
That's great. That's great.
That luck.
Well, the good news is there were no points awarded for this. But
okay.
Jeff did nominate you for a special bonus point, so I will give it to you.
Yeah. Stand by it. In the spirit of friendship with Tyler's.
The odds of that is actually truly wild. I can't even imagine. Great. So, ability to produce a moon sign. This was inspired by a submission by Zoe. Your moon sign depends on the date and specific time of your birth. Can you tell me your moon sign?
date and the specific time of
So
your
yeah,
birth.
I would need to know what hour of the day you were born.
I know.
And you need to know the moon sign or just
So do you need to know my moon sign or what hour of the day I was born?
I need to know what I need to know if you can produce a moon sign. In order to calculate it, you would need to know the hour of your birth.
Oh, okay.
I think I might have done this at some point. And I think it was Scorpio.
Okay.
I'm also a Scorpio, and I have the proof in the pudding.
But moon sign is different than
That's not your sun
sign,
sign.
right?
Sun sign is time
Oh
of
yeah, I
year.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I have the CoStar app. So
Yeah.
Oh.
I think oh geez. Oh man. It's whatever Kimberly is. Like her rising. Ugh.
Michelle Vaughn.
Yeah.
I know what it is. I know your answer. Can
I
I
actually
answer
know my
for-
answer because of family stuff, and I
I'll
can
answer
get
for
into why.
Tyler. Yeah, Tyler, your answer is Aries, I believe.
Aries, yes.
All right. I am going to award 2 points to the Jeffs because
I didn't say mine, but I do know it. Did you
No,
need
I
to know
don't.
it?
I don't need to know what it is. I just need to know that you have the
Oh.
ability to produce it if requested.
Mine was incorrect.
Because my
so.
girlfriend of many years now has hippie parents, and when she told them we were dating for the first time, they asked me to produce all of those details, and they gave me back a 35-page report on my astrology stuff. And it came to the point where I actually had to, for the first time in my life, call my hospital because I had no idea when I was born, and neither did my parents remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I was born, and I know this.
I know that too, Jeff.
11/11. I was
Oh.
born.
Are
at
you
11/11.
kidding? That rips.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's cool.
That's
Cool.
what. Yeah, sticks
Cool.
in my
Anyway,
head.
mine is Leo.
Leo. All right. Again, I can't do anything with that information as I only requested if you had the ability to produce it, and many of you did, which is impressive.
Yeah.
We move on to our next category, which is owned cats. How many cats do you have?
One.
One cat. One cat.
I have one cat.
Jeff Murdoch, any cats?
I got no cats.
All right. These teams are tied at one cat each. So nobody
now,
gets.
Is there any forbearance for being terribly allergic to cats?
There is not. I'm allergic to cats. I own a cat.
Wow.
You get no reprieve.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, are you
give yourself a point
life-threateningly
for that.
allergic?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I've had a cat before, so
You know what they have to offer. Not much.
yeah.
So there is nobody gets 5 points for having the most cats. However, for each individual cat, you were awarded a point. Next category is science. The team that can collectively name the most moons of Jupiter from memory wins.
4.
All right.
1.
Tyler and Tyler.
You want me to just do it? Because
Yeah, just rattle them off.
okay.
Well, hold on.
Callisto, Ganymede, Io, Europa.
All right, Callisto, Ganymede, Io, Europa. So
didn't
Tyler
have
and
Callisto, I
Tyler,
had
you
the
have
other
at least those 4. If you can name another, you will win.
What was it? What were they? Callisto, Io, Europa, Ganymede, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Those
Doug.
4.
And
And then
name-
Doug.
all you
don't
need to do is
forget
name one other moon.
Improv Olympic.
Titan
Oh,
is
yeah.
Ooh, that should be negative points. That's a moon of a different planet.
Saturn. That's a
different
moon of
planet.
Saturn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you
Nope,
tie on that one because one of you just gave away the answers to that question.
Hey, you told me to rattle them off.
I did.
feel
I
trapped
did.
right
I
now.
encouraged you to do
Yeah.
something that would put you in a bad position.
That's fair.
And you did
That's
trust
fair.
me. But there are also no points for that one, so good. We move on to confidence. How do you think you did on that last question?
Not only did
pretty
I name
bad.
all 4 of the Jovian moons, I know they're called the Jovian moons. I rip at this.
Okay. All right.
I
That's
can confidently say that I did pretty bad.
I am confident by hanging with Jeff. I'm like, he got this.
okay.
I did pretty poorly in terms of confidence, but I also knew that I didn't know. So I guess in that way I had like the confidence of it. I will say I know a little bit of information that makes me call into question Jeff Aldrich's confidence.
Yeah, we're about to come up on that. So the first thing for confidence is feel bad and did bad. You get a point for that. So the
Nice.
Tylers got 2 points there. We've got Jeff Murdoch feels bad, and your team didn't do quite as bad, but I do feel like you should get a point for that.
Thanks.
There's feels good about it and did okay, but I really do need to call into question what we see as doing okay as we move on to our next category here. That is space. From memory, how many moons does Jupiter have? Closest wins.
Now,
Now,
I'm going to be honest.
but do you remember it, Tyler? Do you remember it? Do you remember the fact you just looked up?
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is I
I know you just
before
looked it
so
up.
I can't say.
You could
so-
you can.
So the answer is
you
no.
can because you remember it from when you looked it up a couple minutes before
Oh,
you knew
well
you had
then
to.
yes, I do remember.
Yeah.
In
This
fact, I
lawless-ass
remember.
competition.
Yes, I remember the answer. I will say it.
How many moons?
There are 95.
There are 95.
Mhm.
Great.
There are 4 Galilean moons.
Mm-hmm. So
Mhm.
we will give first
Proof
of
that
all,
I did not look it up because I thought they were called Jovian moons.
Yes, I see where the confusion was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember Tyler Samples just said that a second ago, so I know that too.
we
Oh,
do,
that is true.
Yeah, 90. I'll be honest. I was gonna say I know there's at least 64, but there's always new ones being discovered. So I don't know when
Yeah,
the most
so
recent one was discovered.
This is another point in this. So Wikipedia has the number at 95. The Astronomical Fandom Wiki has it at 79. And the one website that I could find that cleanly listed out as many moons as possible only listed out 62. So there is some variance on the moons, and I will say some of these moons have names like S2003J13. These are trash names. These are not good names for moons.
They're just, we wouldn't even call them moons. If from Earth's orbit, you wouldn't be able to see them. They're just rocks.
Yeah. So like there's some, wiggle room.
Real crap
there.
moons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did award Tyler Samples 10 points for exactly guessing, quote unquote, how many moons there are. The next closest after that does get 3 points. So the Jeffs will get 3 for naming any number. Now we come to reviewing confidence. Knowing what we know now, how do you feel about your answers to the moons of Jupiter question? And I'm going to direct this directly at Jeff Aldrich, because you did extremely confidently name 4 moons.
I was a little nerd when I was a small child and lived entirely off of coloring books about dinosaurs, astronomy, or whales. The animal, not the country. And so,
sure.
So I'm very unconfident when it comes to knowing anything about whales or Welshmen. But yeah, I felt pretty good. I felt bad, a little down on myself for thinking that the moons of Jupiter that are the 4 that have a special name would be called the Jovian moons, because Jovian just means of Jupiter. So that's kind of that's my ball game to lose. I definitely feel a little like I kicked myself when I was down about that.
Yeah.
But being able to name those 4, because they're the only 4 that matter. They're the 4 that Galileo could see, which is why they're called that. I felt good, and I'm still ready to rattle off fun facts about all 4 of them on request. So I feel good still, but
all right.
A little less than perfect.
I'm going to give you 1 point for reasonable self-reflection there. Our next question is, or in our next category, I should say, is B movie. Have you seen Jerry Seinfeld's B movie?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
In theaters.
So
Wow.
okay. We've got Jeff and Jeff, 2 affirmatives.
Mine
Tyler
was on
Davis
principle,
is a yes. Tyler Samples is a no.
Oh, I
I'm
was
a
a no.
Oh no, neither Tyler has. Okay.
No.
Tyler's don't fuck with that.
It's not our thing. Not
All
our
right.
bag.
I feel like this is about to eat points from us.
Yeah. The Jeffs have seen B movie, so they are awarded 5 points.
Nice.
Lame.
Yeah.
Now
I remember there was a tie-in
the
with
plot
the
to B
30
movie.
Rock.
Yeah, here's where things get sticky.
Ooh, like honey.
You can take a risk. The next question could bump your 5 points up to 10 points. However, there are 2 answers that if you give me those answers, you will lose 5 points. So the next question is, can you name 2 characters from B movie? And if you hit either of the trap characters, you'll lose 5 points.
So I'm going to go with no, I can't.
Okay. Jeff Murdoch, you saw this in theaters.
Big no from me too.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can, but I feel like the only I'd be like yeah,
I think I know the trap. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the trap is if you happen to know the main character, like the Jerry Seinfeld character, which so I'm not going to say it, but I want to say that what Ray Liotta is a character who actually appears in the film.
Okay, that would be one. That would be one. You'd be halfway there with Ray Liotta. But there's a set, and you have correctly identified. I will Minesweeper-esque. Barry B. Benson was one of the trap answers, so you can't answer with that. If you can name another character who is not Ray Liotta, you could get this. You could bump it up to 10, but there is one more trap answer out there.
And I feel like I'm gonna take a risk on this. I'm gonna say B. Larry King.
Yeah, that is the trap. Correct.
Oh.
So
I have to ask. So the actual human as himself, Ray Liotta, is in the movie?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a CGI version
He's
of
like
himself.
selling
He plays
honey
himself.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Ray Liotta Private Select Honey. The other trap was B. Larry King.
Yep. B. Larry King.
That's very fair.
That's the most memorable moment of the entire movie. That movie is like a it's not even super bad. It's just a middle of the road, like animated film. But the Larry King moment in it is fucking incredible. It's
one of the 2 or 3 moments where it just feels like Ben Stiller what am I saying? Jerry Seinfeld was just riffing, and they were like, "Screw it, animate this. We don't care."
Yeah.
We need to fill some runtime.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll look at that clip.
It was a while. I remember the Jerry Seinfeld went on 30 Rock to advertise for it, like in episode, like tie-in, and that was enough for me to go watch it.
And you know what?
Wow.
I'm gonna gratefully trade in our 5 points in exchange for being able to point out that B. Larry King was the best part of the movie.
It was truly the best part of the movie.
Right.
It's great. If you don't watch this movie, Google on YouTube the Larry King moment. It might not even sit because I think you need a really bad movie around it. So it's like this oasis of this one good joke in this bad movie. But man, oh man, that Larry King bit hit me hard when I saw that movie, also in theaters.
Yeah. No,
Can I
did
ask-
not realize until looking at the Wikipedia page here that the character is named B. Larry King.
Yeah. Because it's not Larry King. Humans do exist in this world, and we have our human celebrities, but the
And so does Larry
character is
King.
B. Larry King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Larry King was aware of this existence of B. Larry King in the world?
Can I have my 5
I
points
must
back if
have
I mention
become
Moose
aware.
Blood as another character in the movie?
Moose blood.
Oh wow. the
Moose Blood
mosquito.
is the name of another character in the movie. Yeah. I know,
Has
I
anybody
can't have
seen
them back. They're
Wild
gone
Hogs?
So now I need to ask, are you all left-handed or right-handed? Tyler, left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
Right-handed. Tyler Samples?
Right.
Right-handed. Jeff Aldrich?
Left-handed.
Left-handed. Jeff Murdoch?
Right.
Okay, for everybody who was right-handed, you get 0 points, but Jeff Aldrich gets 5 points for being left-handed.
Nice.
That's fair.
5 points?
He's gonna live
Oh,
less time than
this
us.
is good. I'm so glad this happened. Tyler Davis, you will lose 3 points for becoming frustrated. I was a little worried.
That's fair.
I was a little worried that wouldn't pay off, but it did.
All right. That's pretty good. Honestly, that question's good for the
That was a
response.
B trap.
All right, we are coming down to the final 3 categories here, and it's so close. It's so close. This next category is invent a guy to be mad at. The worst guy wins. Invent a guy for me.
Oh, this is the guy who drives this is the guy that cuts you off on, let's say, the 101. And he's bobbing and weaving through traffic. You don't know what he's playing, but it's like you can like feel the bass in his car as he like cuts you off
On the highway.
You see him
Oof.
on the highway. In the other direction of the highway, there's like a car accident that's stopping up traffic, and in spite of all this, guys, he's like bobbing and weaving. Oh geez, I had another thing for him, but
I got some
yeah.
stuff to add to this guy, Tyler.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're
and he's
collaborating
driving-
on a guy.
he-
Okay.
Yeah, and he's
I'm
driving
rating
one of those
guys.
new like electric trucks where it's like, oh, cool, you think you're doing a good thing for like the environment and stuff, but A, this gets terrible gas mileage, and B, this is a pedestrian killing machine because it's so tall that you can't even see the children walking in front of you, and this is all just like performative bullshit that you're doing where you're making things worse for everybody. Drive a normal car, you guy. You're in LA. What do you need a big truck for?
Yeah, Doug,
You dumb
I
dumb.
got
You're
one
not a
point.
contractor.
Yep. One more. And then on top of that, this electric truck, it's already got like a big old like ding in the front left. So like you already know that this guy fucks up. Like he's a bad driver already, but he's still bobbing and weaving.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna pitch a guy.
and he's a
And
crypto
he's-
guy.
He's what?
Oh,
You got
he
like
does. He's
crypto
a crypto
bumper
guy.
stickers or
Hey,
whatever.
Crypt. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
My guy is one of those guys that's taking like 15 items into the 12 items or less lane at the grocery store. And it's very clear to everyone else involved in this story that no one could give a shit at all. No, it's fine. Everyone's fine. It's fine.
Mhm.
And yet he is still making a big production out of like, hey, I've got 15 items, but I guess you could count these 3 things as one item. And all he's doing is making it take longer.
Yeah.
He could easily just put this stuff down, but instead he's like, well, I guess I've got carrots and onion and celery. You could say mirepoix counts as one item, am I right? And you're just like, for the love of God, just put your stuff on the conveyor belt thing. And
I do hate this guy.
Yeah, this guy
He
sucks.
needs everyone else visible, everyone's approval, vocally, apparently, in order to put his stuff down. And then right after they ring one up and it doesn't ring because I guess the sticker fell off the carrots, he looks this cashier dead in the eye and goes, I guess it must be free.
Oh,
yes,
shit.
he definitely does that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good guy to hate.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Murdoch,
is
anything to add, or do you have a
please build
different
on my guy.
I'm gonna say this guy, he has that joke. He does that. He also goes out to eat, and he has the same joke of like, didn't really like it much when the plate is clean. But also, besides that, this dude is pretty decent, and that's like the hardest part. Where you're like, people like him, and like he's not. There's nothing he does that's that bad. It's just a bunch of tiny annoyances. And the worst one of all is he drinks his water like this. That's good.
Oh.
It's a whole show. It's a whole show every single time.
Show.
A show a sip.
This is really tough, folks. Because
look at the audience.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, Jeff.
Yeah.
No.
yeah. I like that Jeff really dug in with this guy, and also we learned that we can't be that mad at him. That makes it worse. That makes it
Yeah,
worse.
because then it just makes you more mad at him.
Right.
Yeah.
5 points to the worst guy, bringing the Jeffs up to 90 points.
Wow.
Wow.
Nobody loses points for actually making a guy who's too bad.
That was an option.
Okay. This next one is another timed one. I'm just going to pull up time.is.
Yeah, yes. Jeff is. We need to
I'm
brace.
currently going to run around my garage, so I'm set.
know. I gotta run to the next building.
So, folks, you have 20 seconds to come back with the best candy. Go.
Oh shit. Oh.
I love this. Whatever this weird concept is that we're doing, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Viewers, I hope you're having fun with this too. This is insane. They don't know they're out of time now.
Okay,
Jeff Murdoch came back. Tyler Davis came back. I'll count that. Folks, we are down to Jeff Murdoch and Tyler Davis, who are the only two who came back in time.
Woo! I'm putting my fucking life on the line for this stream.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/oneshot.
For real.
Oh no, I guess I'll just have to eat this frozen cookie dough that's already out here.
Hey, pretty good
Oh,
candy.
those are good.
Pretty
Those are
good candy. Jeff Murdoch, you came back first. Can you please share us with the candy that you brought?
All right. So I hate myself. It's freeze dried mango slices. I love this shit.
What? Boo!
I don't-
I'm sorry.
No, I'm thumbs up like that.
I want to say I booed myself
Yeah.
first. I hate myself. This is the
Yeah.
only thing that's sweet in my place.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
Thumbs up again because
Hey,
Respect
show me
that.
a guy
Terrible.
who lives in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, the other- I do have, but there is another piece of candy that I brought back, and it's
Oh, okay. Now we're back on the menu. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Tyler
pretty good,
Davis, what candy did you bring us?
Yo, I got Albanese gummy worms. These things are available in every gas station across the country. They're the best gummy candy, in my opinion. I eat them all almost immediately.
Yep. You know what? This is a slam dunk win for Tyler Davis.
Yeah.
Because it is the only thing that is actually candy. That came back within the time
What you were
limit.
expecting from me.
Yeah, I know.
Holy
For you,
smokes.
that's tough. But we
What
also
is
had the
that?
B movie question in there for you, which was kind of a
it's
slam
fair.
dunk.
It's fair.
Wait,
As a
Jeff,
diabetic
what do
in
you
my
have?
own garage, I'm glad there's no candy out here.
Oh, this is for my vegan heads. This is a vegan candy.
Yeah. I ended up with the candy-like artwork of Lisa Frank on this boogie board.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are really good, though.
Oh, God. Oh,
What
God.
happened?
Well, I did write it down. This is actually, audience, I'm going to need your help on this one. Because I feel very torn on this. Because the thing I was going to say about what Jeff Murdoch brought back is that I don't consider it candy, but I do love a dried mango slice. Like, that's,
Oh, yeah.
if you offered me one, I would take it. Especially
Yeah.
with cayenne pepper. Oh,
yeah.
buddy, you
Ooh,
know I'm going
Yeah.
to have a mango slice.
Absolutely.
However, there
not
is
candy.
a -2 points for not actually good candy. Now, I would
Not
say
candy, though.
that we're at a really weird crossroads here, where what Jeff
This
brought
matters.
back isn't candy. I
No.
will not deign to identify it as candy, but it is
So therefore,
good.
it can't be bad candy.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose I would. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I am, because it's -2 points for not actually good candy. That's the phrasing of it too. Not actually good candy.
I mean, if you want to be fun about it, you could dock him 1 point.
I think
and
what
then
we're
we'd
gonna
be
do
tied.
is, yeah, we're gonna
Hmm.
dock 1 point. Folks, this is the first time we've done any sort of event like this, and we are all
Mhm.
tied up on the last question. And this one, I feel there's a chance might be a little bit too heavily weighted for Jeff. However, there are bonus points which have not been distributed yet, so maybe we're okay. The last category is name the most obscure Star Wars guy you know about. So, and the chat, this is where you're going to be essential here. We're going to have these people name obscure Star Wars guys. And for everyone, including people in the chat who recognize them, so you will need to call out that Star Wars guy by name, they will lose 1 point. This is a challenge where you can only lose points. So you need to come up with an obscure Star Wars guy. And the rule is, does have to be a Star Wars guy. You can't say gulp shitto, okay? Because it's got to be a real Star Wars guy who is so obscure that nobody else knows what they're talking about. For everyone that the chat recognizes, that will lose 1 point. If somebody else at the table, anybody else on this call recognizes, that is losing a whopping 2 points.
And
This
how
is going to
many?
be tricky because all of my audience is going to be intimately familiar with our show where we just discuss Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
So anybody who's a fan of mine that's in the audience is going to be working hard against me, but that's okay. I'm going to take it for the glory. But I do want to ask, since you can only lose points here, you do have to name someone, yes?
You do have to name someone. And the chat asked movies, books, podcasts, or all. We're in a tricky situation where, if you named someone from campaign Star Wars, technically I am forced to admit that that's a Star Wars guy. However, if it's from another Star Wars podcast, no, it only counts for books, movies, and the stuff that I did. Because here's the thing, if you can name a character from campaign Star Wars that I don't recognize, you get a bonus 3 points because I made the show, so I should recognize them. But everybody else, think of your obscure Star Wars guy, as obscure as you can get, knowing that you can only lose points.
Okay. I'm ready whenever.
All right, Jeff
Set.
Murdoch, let's start with you.
Walt. Does anybody know
Walt?
Walt? Yeah. And you can look it up on Wikipedia afterwards.
So that's a mononym, Walt.
Yeah. That's his name. Yeah.
Say, I know my Star Wars, and I don't know who Walt is.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm
I
not
don't
even giving
recognize
us
a Walt.
Yeah,
I will.
I'm not taking away the point.
Turn to Wikipedia. Because I just want, I want to see if it's possible to recognize this person based on appearance, and I also need to verify that it's a real Star Wars guy.
Or sorry,
Is that WALT Walt?
nope, it's WALD.
Oh, Wald.
Wald.
There was a Walt.
Oh,
Also a Walt. Yeah.
Yeah, not looking for
Let's
that.
go with that.
Yep.
Walt.
Walt Disney, he invented the universe.
All right.
And I can tell you about him. if you
Oh,
wanna
hey, I
hear.
recognize this
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, I would not have known the name, but yeah.
He's Anakin's buddy
Mhm.
in the Phantom Menace. He is a little Rhodian, and it's in the scenes where they're hanging out. And he does call him Wald by name, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's played by Warwick Davis.
I
Yes.
don't. And wow, that's a pretty famous guy to get for such an obscure character. Folks, I think that's 0 points lost on Wald.
Wow.
Wow.
I am a huge Star Wars fan.
Tyler Samples. Name
So
an obscure
here's-
Star Wars guy.
Here's the problem for me. I am not a big Star Wars person. I'm much more of a Trekkie.
Sure.
So I'm in dangerous territory here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Itchy.
Nominate that as being Chewbacca's grandfather from the holiday special.
Yeah, you're
Close.
gonna lose.
But it is
Oh, sorry,
just his
Chewbacca's
father.
grandfather-in-law or
Law.
whatever from the holiday.
Yeah.
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 Who watches
Full
weird-
name Ichiwaru.
Yeah.
Yes.
We not
was the best I
only
had.
were able to recognize that Star Wars guy, but indeed provide a longer version of that character's name. You will lose 2 points on that
And
one.
I do know he got into some weird like smut videos
He's
in the
in the
holiday
porn
special.
chair. He is the guy
Yeah,
in the
he's the-
porn chair.
He's getting aroused in the holiday special.
I know.
I'm not going to
Listen,
point out that that's Diane Carroll because I know he can only lose points right now.
Yeah, you're in dangerous territory of knowing too much about Star Wars. So we are going to move on. Tyler Davis. Let's see if we lose any more points here.
It's not gonna happen for me. It's not gonna happen for me in that I do not know. I've listened to Star Wars books and I don't retain.
You
names.
don't know a single character from those books, huh?
Well, I'm trying to think of someone past Thrawn, and I can't, and that's not even obscure.
Yeah,
You know?
Thrawn's not
So,
obscure. He's
yeah,
about to be
no.
on TV.
Yeah, I know,
All right,
know.
so I'm just gonna subtract the 2 points, bring
Yeah.
it down to 85.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you know, it's-
All right, Jeff Aldrich,
I'm going to go with Hoth.
Hoth. Now
Hoth,
this is disambiguation, a person, because it doesn't
not
need
the
to be
planet.
animals.
It's a person.
Okay.
Is it the planet? The person the planet is named after?
There's some evidence that points in that direction, but it's not actually a sure thing.
Love it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so I'm assuming this is Hoth, Jedi Lord, and not
Correct. He's an old
Hoth
friend of.
Hog.
Yeah, no, this is Hoth the Jedi Lord, or Lord Hoth. He is a friend of, or a sort of on-again, off-again friend with a main character from a comic book series who was named Valentine Farfalla.
Okay.
Oh, someone's getting me for the point. Look at that.
All
I told
right.
you my fans would get me.
-1 for Hoth.
But then again,
Wow.
a Jedi space adventurer who fought a pirate is hardly a knowledge of a character. You could say that about any name I would have said.
That's
Yeah.
not wrong.
Sure.
That's-
Sure.
Yeah, just say a Jedi or
But that is absolutely correct.
yeah.
All
I didn't know
right.
that person. I will say that.
So those are the Star Wars guys named, which is the end of our competitive rounds. Now we have to give out basically bonus points that are Mario Party style.
Oh, yes, we're still in this.
So the first category is name efficiency, which goes to the Jeffs. They're, collectively, there are only 7 letters in their name, Jeff and Jeff.
I see. I thought you were talking Star Wars name efficiency.
Yeah.
No, not Star Wars name efficiency.
Given name efficiency.
Given
Even
name
then, we'd
efficiency.
still win on Wald and Hoff being a combined
agree.
8 letters.
Yeah.
However, name efficiency in the plural form goes to the Tylers, because the way that I have to do the plural form of Jeffs is put parentheses around the phantom F that could or could not be there.
I apologize for having it. I'm trying to get rid of it right now.
Well, I've been meaning to ask, if I may, Mr. Aldrich, is Jeff short for anything, or is GEF or JEF your full name?
Oh, my full name is Jeffrey, just like Jeff Murdoch's. I started going by. It's a family story. I'm named after my dad's best friend from his high school, who died shortly after that from, I think, leukemia. It was a long time ago. Who shortened it to Jeff because I guess it was a style in Belgium where they were in high school together.
Oh,
I see.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you're a Belgian Jeff.
Belgian Jeff.
Yeah, although both my parents are American. They met at an embassy or like American high school in Belgium.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're an American with a Belgian Jeff name.
I'm an American with a Belgian Jeff name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to go by. I was thinking about changing my name to Ray. Just go by the latter half of Jeffrey. Is that not good?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Ray?
Can't.
Yeah.
See,
R-E-Y.
like,
But
that's
what's your last name?
Yeah. Ray Murdoch.
I mean, that's pretty good. But wouldn't it be Ree?
Yeah, but I go by Jeff. When I introduced her, I was like, "Oh, I'm Jeff Ray."
Okay. Well, then that covers it.
Yes. Okay, that's right. I do remember that now.
So we're going to move on to name power, which is once again based on the number of letters that you have, and that's based on the last names as well. The Tylers have that one, which brings us up to 87.
Lamb.
Very fair.
But unfortunately, we come to the last category, and that is tardiness. And that is -2 points to the team with the latest member to log on to the stream, and that is Tyler Davis of the Tylers. Held us back this evening, which brings their score down to 85. Which means that the winners of this matchup are the Jeffs.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Folks, thank you so much.
Did someone lose a football?
Joining us on this journey. Jeffs win. And technically we have more Jeffs on the One Shot Network too. Jeff Stormer, still an affiliate of our network, even with no current shows, does intend to stream with us, and assured me that even though that they moved to a different network for All My Fantasy Children, that he still considered himself a part of the One Shot Network. So there are more Jeffs in the mix. Maybe we just need to add another Tyler in there, really mix things up. But I cannot thank you all enough for hanging out, going through these obscene challenges, running through your homes to collect various items.
They were like, I'm over here like, man, I am trying to book it in socks on hardwood floors.
Oh, God.
There's a chance that I might not come back.
You gotta wear slippers. I'll get you some slippers for your birthday.
We got one question
Cool.
from our audience, and are you going to do something like this with women and non-binary people? And the answer is, the premise for this stream is I noticed that the people who were available for this time slot had very similar names. So while I can't guarantee that this will be the
question, James,
that we do. I will probably, hopefully, be able to put together another extremely bizarre competition stream together with some of the other folks that we have on our network. Again, this was, wow, I've got 2 Jeffs and 2 Tylers available for the same time slot. I have to do something with that.
I guess this is content.
This feels important. But yeah, before we go, I do want to go around once more and allow people to plug anything that they would like the audience to direct their attention to.
I gotta grab something.
All right. Let's start with Jeff Murdoch.
Hey, well, I would love to plug a fun podcast that I do, and honestly, we put our differences aside. I do it with my friend Tyler Samples. It's called Mystery County Monster Hunter. I can't even speak. Mystery County Monster Hunters. The Jeff Brain.
Finish the title.
Is Mystery County Monster Hunters Club. It's a lot of fun. We've had Tyler Davis on it. Hopefully, we can get. We've had James on it. Hopefully, we can get my fellow Jeff on it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're so close. We could be there easily.
I mean, true. We do it all like virtually, but yeah, we could like totally do a California hang. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
virtual. We could be on it even more easily.
Yes.
And also, I'm on social media as J Murdoink if you want to follow my butt.
Oh, I didn't realize that you had the one that is on the Mystery County website is no longer valid. So I assumed that you had just left social media. So that's good for me to know.
Yeah.
We'll get that updated.
I love social media. It's my best friend.
Tyler Davis.
Yo, thanks for joining us and hanging out, everybody. You can find my voice on Campaign Skyjacks, playing Jonet. Let's see. If you're interested in checking out a couple-month-old sketch comedy show, I directed the Showcase 23 for Paramount when we weren't striking, so it's cool. You can check that out on Google. And if you follow me on, I guess at this point, Instagram at Tyler A. Dave, I'm posting some music content. I'm trying to figure out what the move is, but I got all these instruments and people that are very talented and musical, and we're following that for a little bit. So it's cool. Check it out.
Hell yes. Tyler Samples.
Like the Jeff said, check out Mystery County. You can find it at mysterycounty.com or on any place where podcasts are served.
Can I throw this out real quick? Sorry to speak about Mystery County. I just saw someone in the chat say Mystery County Micro Bang Havers Club, and it made me laugh.
It was very funny. I like that.
Willing to get
check it out. And
microbangs.
we have Tyler. We just recorded with him last week, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and the episode comes out I think next week. So
hell yeah!
If you've enjoyed all of us, you'll definitely enjoy him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Jeff Aldrich.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Aldrich, so definitely check out my podcast, System Mastery, where we review old role-playing games. We try to find really weird ones, weird stories as to how they came into existence and why. But that's easy enough to find. That's just System Mastery. We've been around for about 10 years now, so there's lots and lots of episodes out there to find. But really, I just want to plug this. This is a young Count Dooku lightsaber, which I think is just the coolest. I took the blade out so you can really see the detail. And then also, this is the best thing to plug. This is a tarot deck that me and my podcast partner John Taylor wrote. Sorry, there's his name. That will be coming out on the 6th of June. So this is very, very soon. This will be coming out in a couple of days. We've been demoing it for folks in Wisconsin for the past couple of days, and they have been loving it. I don't know why Wisconsin in particular, but if you want a full town. Yeah, a full 78 card tarot, Rider-Waite tarot deck that's got role-playing game jokes all throughout it, along with some recommendations on how to use it in role-playing games. You couldn't find a better one because the D&D one is only the major arcana, and it sucks.
Yeah, and along with depictions of maybe some people that you will recognize. Maybe some people who are on this very stream.
Yeah, not only are there references to me and to James there, but also there was a Skyjacks one in the first place. I think the art kind of lost in translation.
Yeah.
There's even an All My Fantasy Children reference squirreled away in there.
No longer on the network, but they made it into the deck.
They're still friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
We wish them well. We wish they would fall into a well. But no, sincerely, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Thanks to everybody who supports the One Shot Network on Patreon. Thank you to the people who signed up on this very stream. We have one more stream left in our 2023 Patreon drive. Tomorrow night, I am going to be here at 8 p.m. Central Time with Jian Shim to finish our game of Snow Queen. You can watch the first 4 hours of that game where literally we are just setting up the game. And I expect what happens when we come back to be completely emotionally devastating. So take some time to watch that stream. It's an incredibly well-written game. Jian is a great designer, and I think we're going to play a very good version of it. That's going to be here, 8 p.m. Central Time. But again, thanks to everybody for showing up. Thanks for playing along with us. I would love to do something like this again because this was absolutely unbelievably wild. But have a good night.